while firing on all cylinders. It was a fun time to be in Minnesota.
In all, Fedor played 545 games in the National Hockey League and racked up
love the Lakers.
This is Kirill Kaprizov.
Kaprizov went between the legs, got to his rebound, he scored!
Wild Hockey on your radio is presented by
Toyota, official vehicle of the Minnesota Wild. By the Hockey Lodge. Inside Gate 1 at Xcel Energy Center or online at hockeylodge.com.
Sam Steele jamming on the breakthrough into the back post. Galakowski scores!
How fitting is that?
Lock it in and turn it up. This is Minnesota Wild Hockey.
Powered by Xcel Energy. Tria Orthopedics. Official team physicians of the Minnesota Wild.
This is Wild forward, Matt Boldy.
Cross site, they score! Boldy buried it!
And now, live from the arena, here's Tom Reed and Joe O'Donnell.
From the Al Shaver press box, Joe O'Donnell, Tom Reed here with you. Might be the best crowd of the season, at least an eyeball test, maybe other than opening night, and they are ready to go for the Wild and the Stars.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. And this is a very important game also. Holiday season, a lot of kids here as well, and which is a good thing, but Minnesota has played so well. Remember how they had a disastrous start in this building to begin with, but boy, they have really rebounded. Their last 10 games here at home, they've gone 9-1-0, and they've won 7 consecutive games here in St. Paul. Hopefully they can make it 8 here this evening.
Last loss for the Wild in this building was against the Toronto Maple Leafs back on November the 25th. We're underway. The Wild from right to left on your radio dial, wearing their green jerseys tonight. The Stars skating from left to right in the first in their white uniforms. It is Eric Sinek with Greenway and Hartman, Brodin and Dumba, and an icing call in Minnesota 11 seconds in.
Yeah, if you go back to that last game that these two teams met back in Dallas on December the 4th, Minnesota scored the first goal of the game with Kaprizov. Dallas came right back, and then Minnesota had 4 goals in a row to take a very commanding lead here, but Dallas never say die, came back in that third period, made a contest of it, that went to overtime and into the shootout, which Minnesota won.
The Wild without Mason Shaw, second game of a 2-game suspension for that kneeing incident in San Jose just prior to the holiday break. Alex Galakowski a healthy scratch. Marcus Foligno and Brandon Duhaime still on IR, but both players skated with the team today. That morning skate. A shot by Hakanpää catches the glass. Hartman to the carom. He'll laser it out. Rink wide to the left wing side for Greenway, who motors in through one in front. Ottinger. And a clang off him, and he jumps on top of it just in the nick of time. Another whistle here, 23 seconds in.
Yeah, Joe, I was looking at Greenway, the game up in Winnipeg. I thought he was really stellar in that game. He was engaged right from the get-go. Does a nice job here getting the puck to the front of the net. And watch Eric Sinek also. He goes right to the front of that blue paint area. He stopped. And Ottinger was able to grab onto it, and with that standing right on the doorstep there, but could not get to it. Face-off is deep in the Dallas zone right now, to the right of their goalie.
Just the 19th game of the year for Greenway, who's now gone to the bench. It's Steele, Kaprizov, and Zuccarello with Middleton and Spurgeon. Nice to have Jake Middleton back. He missed Tuesday's game in Winnipeg due to illness.
He's been very solid also. A big body out there. You don't notice him a great deal, but he does the job he has to, and that's to be the defensive part of the game.
Middleton broke up a rush at center, muscled it to Zuccarello, who was checked off the puck. It's wound in by Kiviranta, out with his goal stick flurry to tap along for Middleton off the left wing glass and safely through center. This is Fleury's first start and appearance since December the 21st to win in Anaheim when he stopped 21 of 22 against the Ducks. Here the Wild carrying it. Zuccarello left circle, back down low for Steele. Around behind the net of Ottinger. Along to Zuccarello, now right side to the goal line against Steele. Threw one in front, and it just tipped away for the reach of Kaprizov. Kaprizov with a 12-game home ice point streak coming in, second longest in franchise history. Loose puck for the Stars. Kiviranta on his backhand trying to carve in front. And the duo of Middleton and Spurgeon denied that path. Kaprizov to take over and fling it along for Sam Steele, who hits the offensive line and floats it in. Ottinger out to set it up on a tee for the former Wild defenseman Ryan Suter. 369 career points in a Minnesota sweater. Wyatt Johnston now looking to attack. His pass deflects. Fleury gobbles it up. And a whistle with 1:31 gone by in the first. We are scoreless here in St. Paul.
Yeah, good pace of the game right from the get-go also. You can know they're a little bit guarded at the same time, making sure they don't want to give up that first goal. But both teams getting opportunities here. Minnesota doing a good job exiting their own zone. And Middleton got caught there a little bit flat-footed, but able to get back in time to help out defensively.
We talked about the first game out of the break for both teams the other night. Both played on the road. Both traveled day of game per NHL CBA policy. As a slap shot here hobbles Addison. He did block it from the front of his net, but he couldn't protect himself, and boy, he's in a world of hurt.
Yeah, he really is. That left foot of his, he can't put it down on the ice here right now. He blocked that shot, and boy, you lose a defenseman. It really throws the line combination in a disarray, especially back in that blue line.
Stars won the draw and hammered one in the front of the net. Addison was trying to box out, take care of his defensive zone coverage responsibilities. Jamie Benn slices free. Good stick save by Fleury. The rebound jarred away from trouble by the Wild just at the last moment. They'll clear out through center and get a change. So Addison hobbles to the dressing room after having that slapper catch him on what we think was his left skate. Connor Dewar now for Minnesota bolting ahead. Left wing side, spins up off some pressure, protects a bit more, and then pounded. Was able to float it towards the slot. A bouncing puck that was knifed away from the reach of Beckman. And now it ends up in the stands off of Dewar. And a face-off coming, 2:27 gone by in the first.
Well, attention to our season ticket members. Once again, we are rewarding you for listening all season long, so get ready to earn some bonus points in the Forever Wild Rewards program. Enter the code Kellogg. That's Kellogg to receive 100 bonus points on your account. That offer will end at midnight tomorrow.
Tuesday night, the Wild picked up their 7th win in the last 8 games. Goal differential of plus 17 over that 8-game span against 7 wins and a loss. Stars have won back-to-back as Ottinger will gobble one up on a scrambly sequence in front. Stars have won 2 in a row, 3 of 4, and they're 5-1-1 in their last 7.
Yeah, look at Minnesota right now. You look at the youngsters also. You got Beckman coming in here, which has been terrific for this hockey club as well. He's done exactly what he wants to do, and that's to stay here in the NHL. But you got to earn your stripes to be here. But Minnesota has really done a nice job with their farm system down in Iowa with the young kids.
Second straight game where we see Beckman with Dewar and Reeves, Walker, Goudreau, and Boldy. Hartman, of course, filling in for Foligno on that Eriksson and Greenway line. Foligno missing his 3rd straight contest. The Stars send one in from center. They bail out on a change. Fleury slaps it the way of Jonas Brodin. Brodin leading the team in time on ice coming in. 22 minutes per contest. Centering feed from the right point was blocked away. Dumba to retrieve it. Swing it back. Greenway a long shot and it deflected just wide. Stars get it out to center. It finds the tape of Dumba in his own slot. He'll shake past the pressure of Rope Hintz and swerve it to the left wing boards for Jordan Greenway. Greenway cutting past some trouble. Lifted one to the right side. Hartman tossed it in front. And a kick save made by Ottinger. Eriksson to the rebound. Not much behind his offering. Greenway then slams down Heiskanen as the Stars come ahead. Jason Robertson with the wrister. Muted by Jake Middleton. Heiskanen at the point. Shoves it down low. Spurgeon and Pavelski battle. Pavelski tried to whip one in front. Coming out with it then Robertson, but it rolled off his stick plate. They go to the left of Fleury. Stars hustle to it. Robertson banked one back to a vacated point, however, and it trickles back through the neutral zone.
Yeah, that gives Minnesota a chance to get all 5 fresh players on the ice.
Colin Miller with a quick headman. Robertson spins it around the boards. Addison, good to see him back out there. After that shot block, was able to move it to Merrill. Merrill shoved it out from the neutral zone. Kaprizov picks a man's pocket. The Wild are in business. At least momentarily. Stealing it back are the Stars. Delandria bolting in. Addison leaned on him nicely and kept him from the front of the cage. Zuccarello now tipping through his own slot. Wanding it away from trouble is Merrill and out through center ice where Kaprizov was tripped up. Stick to the skate blades right in front of one of the 2 officials. Play continues. Tyler Seguin now for the Stars. Hammers one off the glass. Picking it up Merrill, who'll wheel inside his own zone and feed Dumba. The Minnesota Wild in the midst of a line change here with almost 5 minutes gone by in the first. No score. Shots are 2 per side. Zuccarello lifts one rink wide near the Wild bench, but again, they were finishing that change to nobody home. Stars play it in. Fleury out to get it to Merrill. We'll chip it around the right wing side. Boldy had a clang off of him. Sam Steele to pick it up. And he flew one, incidentally, into the Wild bench with exactly 5 minutes played in the first.
Yeah, good pace of the game so far, Joe. Both teams skating very well. You look at the shots right now, they're even at 2 apiece. No goals as of yet, and 5 minutes gone here in period number 1. That's going to keep the face-off deep in the Minnesota zone, and that's going to be the right of Marc-Andre Fleury. And Fleury has been absolutely terrific for this hockey club this year. He's done exactly what they expected him to do. He's the old pro, the man they call the Flower. Now in his 19th year in the NHL, and 18 of his 19 years, he's had 10 wins or more. The only year he didn't have was his rookie year. He only had 4 when he was with Pittsburgh. Of course, he was a #1 draft choice with Pittsburgh way back when, back in 03.
Fleury's won 3 straight for the Wild. As here's Freddie Gaudreau. He's been red hot carrying in. Heiskanen dealing with him, so Gaudreau chucks it along. Boldy, a hurried shot. That went wide. Right point, Brodin angles it back behind the cage and then activates. Sammy Walker tipped along for Gaudreau. Now Brodin still deep in the offensive zone, tying it up as he's wrestling away with Wyatt Johnston. Stars emerge, at least for a moment. They'll fly it off the glass. Boldy had it knocked down off of him, and then a high stick catching the Stars' Mason Marchment up high, and he is in a lot of pain.
Yeah, he's still down on it right now. Just lost his gloves and his stick as he's heading to the bench right now.
Boldy also went to the bench. He'll be the guilty party once the Wild touch up. Ottinger has gone off for the extra attacker. Stars barely onside. Robertson leaving one back for the captain, Jamie Benn, and there is the whistle.
Yeah, look at Marchment on the bench right now. He's on the bench. It appears to be okay, but we'll wait and see if it's a single or a double minor. Referees will confer with each other and also check with the player. First penalty of the scoreless hockey game comes at 5:55 of the first period.
Well, the Wild didn't like something about the call because Spurgeon went over the officials. Boldy had a word with him, and Dean Evison has a quizzical look on his face on the bench. And they are talking about it now. Again, if it's a shot follow-through, it's not a high stick.
Right.
We're going to have a Stars player go to the penalty box as well. The bridge of the nose of Marchment is cut. Did Marchment clip Boldy as well? Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah. They both had their sticks up.
And Boldy actually was clipped, a split second, but just prior to him catching Marchment.
Well, that's where it's good. You got 4 sets of eyes out there. Marchment went down. Boldy got put down momentarily, just started to go down.
So, again, we've got a couple of looks on the monitor while they sort this thing out. It's interesting because it appeared Marchment was going for the puck, which was at the top of the dasher, just, the bottom of the glass. And it looked like, Tom, when he missed, he caught Boldy, and it was almost like Boldy's reaction is then what made him catch Marchment.
Yeah. I think you're right on that, Joe. And also right now you look at them. I'm watching on the player bench right now, Marchment in the penalty box right now. So he's going to get a penalty also. Now the question is one going to be a single and the other a double, or is it both going to be singles?
I think Boldy's going to get 4 because there was blood. So that's an unfortunate break.
So you can break the nose and have no blood, and then you only get a single. Well, okay.
All right, so the Wild will be shorthanded, but just of the 2-minute variety. So it's a 5-on-4 power play for the Stars. Beckman to serve the extra penalty, if you will. Double minor to Boldy, single minor to Marchment. Dallas wins the draw. Robertson, a slap shot block. Rebound came back to him. Fleury made the save. Here's the announcement.
Number 27, Mason Marchment, 2 minutes for high sticking. Minnesota number 12, Matt Boldy, 4 minutes for high sticking. Serving the extra 2, number 53, Adam Beckman.
Well, the fans don't like it. And that's the whole thing. If there's blood, okay, but if you crack a guy and break his nose, you get 2. Or if you knock the teeth out, like Lunani did to me one time.
I'm sure you haven't let him forget about that.
And he was on my team. I would have given him a penalty as a referee.
Stars power play is 7th best at 26.8%. They were 0 for 4 in the earlier meeting of the season series against the Wild penalty kill. Minnesota's PK is at 80.2%, 14th in the NHL, 2 for 2 Tuesday in Winnipeg. Robertson to center point Heiskanen, lifted it along the bend, back to Heiskanen. Now Robertson at the right faceoff dot, toss one in front that hits some sticks. Clangs over the head of Fleury. Battle for it, right wing corner from the Wild's vantage point. Stars dig it free, bend to Heiskanen. Now right side Robertson, surveying, kicked it back up top. Heiskanen, a snapshot. And that was fought off by Fleury. Dean Evason said this is a shooting power play. They like to shoot pucks and recover pucks, so the Wild have to not only get shot blocks, but clears as Heiskanen along wrister. Fleury able to look around some traffic and make the glove save.
Yeah, Fleury, good job by going down nice and low also, so his vision can see that shot coming in from the right point position, grabs onto it, and that's where the faceoff is going to be, to his left right now. Still 58 seconds in the power play for the Dallas Stars. No goals as of yet. Just 3 shots for Dallas, 2 for Minnesota.
Face off to the left of Fleury. 38-year-old. Off the draw, Sagan guides it back. Suter along for a one-timer, and that tipped just wide. Wyatt Johnston tried to loosen it up behind the Wild cage, intercepted by the green jerseys, but not cleared by Steele. Suter holds the line, snapped the shot, rang off both posts, and they're going to say that puck went in. So the initial shot off the double doink will find the back of the net, and the Stars have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, once again, power plays play a significant role in victories for hockey clubs, and that shot coming from the point position. Dean Evason looking down at his monitor to see if he can pick it up. It's going to be Sagan, I believe, getting the goal on that one. The referee is very quick to point down, and of course the goal judge does not sit behind the bench, the goals anymore. He sits up in the rafters with us. Boy, that was in and out in a hurry. Wow. So it becomes a 1-0 lead for the Dallas Stars. This coming at 7 minutes and 15 seconds of period number 1. Shots right now 5-2 in favor of the Stars, and I think Dallas had 2 or 3 shots with a man advantage.
Well, it came right after a failed clear from the left wing side. Again, that was something Dean Evason stressed. You can't let this Stars team keep recovering and reloading for shots, because they have no trouble pulling the trigger. Not so much a cross-ice seam power play like we see from some teams. As this puck now on the Wild bench, just as we were back to live action in our first timeout. I think. There it is. The red light is on. 12:37 to go in the first. Stars power play has them in front. The Wild trail 1-0. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
The college football playoff semifinals are on Sirius XM. Saturday at 4 Eastern, the undefeated Michigan Wolverines face quarterback Max Duggan and the TCU Horned Frost in the Fiesta Bowl.
Touchdown TCU!
Then at 8 Eastern, it's the Peach Bowl, featuring the Ohio State Buckeyes and the top-ranked defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs.
Touchdown, Stetson Bennett!
Hear the national broadcast on Sirius XM Channel 80 and catch the hometown calls on Channel 82, ESPNU Radio Channel 84, and the SXM app.
Don't miss a second. World Junior Hockey Championship. SiriusXM NHL Network Radio is your front row seat for all the action.
The gold medal is up for grabs, and the world comes together to battle it out.
Tune in as the best young players in the world take the ice in Halifax and Moncton.
Lafreniere swings Canada back in front 5-4.
It's a holiday tradition not to miss.
Click to SiriusXM.ca/World Juniors for game times.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Don't miss out on the Premier League, Champions League, and Major League Soccer. Hear all the action on SiriusXM FC 157.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Well, as I expected, the Dallas Stars had 3 shots on that power play, of which one of them found the back of the net. They've had 5 shots so far in this hockey game. Minnesota with 2. Right now the faceoff is going to be at center ice. Dallas Stars lead. And when they score first, their record is 16-6-1. Minnesota, though, if they don't score first, they have come back 6 times out of the 16 times that they've giving up the first goal. They've gone 6-10-0.
Coming in, the Stars with those 22 times scoring first. Tom just said they make it now 23. 22 first goals, second most in the NHL.
Second. Assisted by number 20, Ryan Suter. Time of the power play goal, 7:13.
So Sagan from Suter is a long shot, is handled by Fleury. And we have 12:22 on the clock in the opening period. The Wild trailing by a score of 1-0.
Face-off will stay deep in the Minnesota zone to the right of Marc-Andre Fleury. We talk about how good he has been over the years. Of course, 3 Stanley Cups, all with Pittsburgh. Was a teammate of Goligoski back in 2009, along with Billy Guerin when they won the Cup that year. But Marc-Andre Fleury now, this is game number 961 in his NHL career, of which he has won 532 of those.
Ben and Gaudreau on the face-off. Stars eventually gather. Kiviranta bottled up. Dallas comes in third in the league in face-off percentage at just under 55%. So tough task tonight for the Wild in the circle. Spurgeon takes Kiviranta to the glass. Puck jostled free. Lundqvist left one back. Johnston a long shot. That tipped wide. Jamie Benn to it. Off to Wyatt Johnston. Back to Ben at the blue line. Waiting. Shooting one. Fleury the save off a deflection in front. And then he kicked out his right pad on his second bit as well. Stars winning some foot races here. Middleton changing that. Cutting through center. He got tripped up. Arm up late, but it came up from the official. Sammy Walker dancing in. Undressed Niels Lundqvist. Spun down below the goal line and handed the puck off to Beckman. Fleury finally heading to the bench for the extra attacker. As the Stars steal, there's the touch-up.
Well, Minnesota go on their power play also. You look at Minnesota in the year, they ranked number 11 at 24.1%. Even up in Winnipeg, they're 1 for 1 in their power play. Here's the call.
Hey, 2 minutes for tripping.
So 2 minutes for tripping. Minnesota will get their first power play of this hockey game. See if they can match with the Dallas Stars. They're getting up their only goal on the power play. So heading to the box right now in the part of the Stars is number 53. That's Wyatt Johnson, the youngster of Toronto.
At home this year, 32.1% on the man advantage for Minnesota, second best in the NHL. Off this draw, Steele helps one back. Calen Addison works the left point. Then the Zuccarello twisted along for Eriksson, who carves with down low. Connects back to Zuccarello at the hash marks left side. He'll move it to the point for Addison. Skating across the blue line, kicked it back out Zuccarello. Center point, Calen Addison shifts to the right, dealt it back to Zuccarello. Long shot, Ottinger the save, rebound, bouncing around. The Stars will find it, and it's whistled down the ice by Delandria.
Yeah, good puck move by Minnesota from that point position, also getting the shot right through to the front.
Dallas got a couple of fresh penalty killers out. From right to left on your radio dial, the Wild man advantage with Kaprizov. His pass at center was blocked. Stars have 4 shorthanded goals on the season. Here is Zuccarello launching one up. It tips, and Ottinger will catch it. With only Eriksson nearby, he'll just hang on.
And that's a good move by Ottinger also. Just not sure where to go, to hang on to it and see if we can win the draws. That's been the weak area for Minnesota all season long, is on those face-offs. And when you lose them, you're chasing all the time. And I always say that once you chase and you get it back, you're too tired to make anything happen with it. So see if Eriksson can win this one.
On December the 4th, the game the Wild won in the shootout 6-4 in Dallas. The Stars led in the faceoff circle 52% to 48%. Here's Zuccarello off the one draw with a high slot. Kaprizov, a clean look, and a stick save by Ottinger. Tommy wasn't in great position, but he fought it off.
Absolutely it was. You're absolutely right. And then once again, a lot of times it's just about positioning. Thinking you know where the puck is going to come in those situations.
Boldy got hooked a bit. Lindell dropped his stick. So he's without his lumber. Wild working around Zuccarello, left circle, cross ice. A one-timer from Boldy hit the iron, came right back to him. He'll refeed Zuccarello. Back to Boldy, he'll try it again. This time it was blocked by Lindell. Puck not clear to hit that loose stick of Lindell, but then Addison's pass goes errant and draws the Wild back out the center. Zuccarello crisscrossing over the offensive line, forces his way in left wing boards, ties it up along the dasher, battling still, wanded it free, it pops loose for Boldy. Boldy trying to shake around the pressure of Sagan, he couldn't, but he did find Zuccarello charging in left circle, and he went across the green, nobody home. And the Stars send it down.
And there's a situation where you have a chance to shoot the puck to the net, but they didn't. They tried to make the pass. You have to get the puck to the front of the net.
Final seconds of the power play. Stars in front 1-0. 9.5 minutes ago in the opening period. Joe O'Donnell, Tom Reed with you. Freddie Gaudreau lost it over the offensive line. Stars have numbers of 4-on-3 if they want it. Johnson out of the box. Cross ice. Robertson a shot. And a great glove save by Fleury. Rebound bid was blocked out in front. Heiskanen now a drive. And that tips wide. Fleury's lost his stick. Hits down and to his right. But the Wild will rescue the puck. And Gaudreau angles it out the center. The windmill glove save from Fleury started that sequence as Hartman will find Jordan Greenway rumbling ahead. Tom, you mentioned the pace earlier. It has not slowed down at all.
Not at all. You know, it's been an exciting game for the fans, that's for sure. Unfortunately for the hometown fans, they don't like to score right now.
Gaudreau back of the Dallas net. Bottled up at least for a moment. Freddie Gaudreau has 7 points over his last 7 games. He's been outstanding. Stars will settle things down as Heiskanen surveys. Miro Heiskanen pivots, deals it to Suter. Headman's for Sagan. His pass leaks into the Wild zone. Brodin will jam it ahead, tipping it in Dewar. Adam Beckman, the first man in on the forecheck, so Ottinger pushed it around to the left wing side. Beckman hustling to it, loads, fires a shot, and a blocker saved by Ottinger. Rebound scooped up by Ryan Reeves. He'll trickle it down low. Colin Miller for the Dallas defense reversed. Everybody lost sight of it. Beckman will locate it, so will Dumba. As Dumba pinches in, he's the first man to it. Angled it into the corner looking for Dewar. He was checked off the puck, and Delandria will flop it out to center. Shots are 8-5 Stars. They've got a 1-0 lead over the Wild here. Again, Minnesota's 7-game home winning streak coming in. We tick down under 8 minutes to go in the first. Wild from right to left on your radio dial. Minnesota's in St. Louis on New Year's Eve for a late afternoon game. The Stars head back home after this one. As it's pushed to the right of Fleury, chasing to it Zuccarello, try to use the ice beneath them. Marchment now towards the Wild slot. That's broken up. Brodin will wheel to his left and flex it out through center. Hoping for it with Steele. Following it up, Zuccarello. Cutting past some trouble. Left circle, Zuccarello. Cross ice. Kaprizov with a shot. And that caught the glass. Left point Merrill to hold the line. High slot Steele. Back to Merrill who joins the rush. Charges in at the hash marks. Spins up now and feathers it down below the goal line where Kaprizov is there. Back to Merrill. He'll try and jab it back down low, but it skips free for Johnston. And he'll outlet rink wide where Niels Lundqvist, who was traded by the Rangers to the Stars this offseason, will pop it in. Back to pick it up, Sam Steele. Left it behind his back for Merrill. Right wing pass for Addison, who gallops ahead a hair. And then throws one up off the right wing boards for Hartman to toss in. And they'll say the Wild offside here, and we'll take a break. 6:52 to go in period 1. The Wild trail the Stars here at home 1-0. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour. The must-see show of 2022. Saturday, November 5th at Xcel Energy Center. With special guest Ingrid Andress. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour.
At Securian Financial, we don't ask, what do you want to do? Instead, we ask, who do you want to be? Because when you join our team, we help you build a meaningful career that celebrates what you bring to your role and elevates all the ways you want to shine. Your ideas, your passion, your energy, your brilliance. We'll give you the opportunity to grow into the you want to be. Be you with us. Visit Securian.com/careers to apply today.
Scoreboard update. 11 games total tonight in the National Hockey League. A bunch of them in progress, including in Buffalo. The Sabres just beating up on the Red Wings. 5-zip. 4:10 left to go in the second. Sabres have scored 4 times in the middle frame, and it ain't over. Panthers lead the Canadiens 4-2. Barkov with the hat trick. He's up to 9 on the season. Rangers lead the Lightning 1-rip in Tampa Bay. Capitals up 3-1 over the Senators. Ovechkin on the scoreboard, his 23rd of the season. Those are the games in progress. Back to Joe and Tom.
Yeah, that game in Buffalo also. Of course, they've been off for 10 days. They have not played any games, of course, with that winter storm, that catastrophic result from the storm. They're still finding people trapped in their homes and in cars. But give the Sabres a lot of credit. They are a team that's on the rise also. They are getting better. It's not an overnight fix for Don Granado behind the bench for that team, but he's done a pretty good job of managing at this point, coaching it, I should say.
Wild have both meetings against the Sabres in the upcoming month of January as the puck ends up on the Stars bench right off the draw. Kevin also mentioned the Red Wings getting, they're on the wrong side of things currently, but last night they were down 4-0 against Pittsburgh and rallied to win in overtime.
It's hard to pick winners in this game. We're going to have a chance, with a chance to talk to, a guy who's been around for a long time. And, of course, I'm talking about Scott Mellenby, who's been a long-time member of the National Hockey League, over 1,400 games in his career. His dad was involved in broadcast for a lot of years. And, of course, Scott's now a scout with the St. Louis Blues.
That's coming up at the first intermission?
Yes, it is.
And on the forecheck go the Wild. 6:40 to go on the clock in the first. They trail 1-0. Eriksson Ek, right wing corner. From his forehand, taking a look. Cycled it off to Greenway. Greenway will rumble out right side. Spin along the boards on his backhand. Protects against Lindell. Got cross-checked down. Eriksson Ek joined the fray. Robertson took over. He gave it away. Middleton with the steal. Through the high slot to the right circle. Eriksson Ek fought through a bit of a stick check. Got a chance off. Ottinger kicked it away.
Yeah, didn't get the shot away he wanted. Got a little bit of a shot, but Grissom was impeded a little by the stick on his stick.
Middleton and Spurgeon play catch. Middleton then up and ahead for a tip-in by Greenway left side. The Wild dig it free for a moment. Eriksson Ek getting some help from Hartman on the forecheck. Ryan Hartman prying it loose. Eriksson Ek now poking at it. Eriksson Ek leaning on Lindell, still trapped out there at the end of a long shift. Ottinger looking to his left as his team's able to emerge. They've got a 4-on-3 if they want it. Hakanpää to Faksa. Radek Faksa deep into the Wild zone. Tough angle shot. Holding the post to his right was Fleury. Stars are on it, though, with Fredrik Olofsson. Made his NHL debut on Tuesday. Now Colin Miller, a right circle shot off a low-to-high pass, and Fleury makes the glove save.
Well, this has been a hard game, Joe. There's no question about it. A lot of physical play out here. Winning those battles along the boards is so important.
5:29 to go in the first. We're back after this to St. Paul. The Wild trail the Stars 1-0. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
If you're a window installer, keep it simple. Choose Anderson 400 Series windows. They're the clapboard windows contractors trust the most. So much so, they're the windows contractors trust for their own homes. And with fewer callbacks, the choice is simple. It's Anderson 400 Series windows. The windows contractors trust the most. Get started at AndersonWindows.com today.
Claims based on 2022 Anderson brand survey of U.S. contractors.
The holiday season is here. At Aquarius Home Services, we hope yours is filled with joy and laughter. And as your local authorized Connecticut dealer, we'd love to help you enjoy the holidays even more by providing amazing worry-free water. With on-demand efficiency, you'll enjoy spotless dishes, cleaner laundry, and drinking water you can trust. Whether it's city or well, Connecticut solves problem water. Even holiday cleaning will be a breeze. Visit ConnecticutMN.com to schedule your free water analysis. Aquarius in Connecticut, earning the right to be recommended.
Are you ready? Stock up and save big now, store-wide at the Lowe's Truckload event. For a limited time, save up to 50% on select tools and accessories from the brands you trust. And buy a DeWalt 12-inch dual-bevel miter saw and get an adjustable stand for free. Plus, get deals on appliances, bath, and more. Head to your local Lowe's or visit Lowe's.com to shop the Truckload event today. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid 12/29 through 1/11.
And of course, Joe, people here in Minnesota remember the North Stars, who started here in 1967. The team went south in 1993. Now the Dallas Stars playing against the Wild. These two teams, I said earlier, the fact that they played 84 times, and the record is Minnesota in the lead in that department, 36-35-13. Face-off right now is deep in the Minnesota zone to the left of Marc-Andre Fleury. Shots are 10-6 in favor of Dallas, who lead by a score of 1-0.
Off the face-off, picking it up, Matt Boldy. He'll connect with Walker, back to Boldy. And now for the chase down of Sammy Walker deep in the offensive zone. Freddie Gaudreau took over off an errant pass. Got it to Walker. He'll float it behind the net. Colin Miller with his fourth NHL team. And this Dallas group trying to clear out. Wild knock it down. Walker holds the line on a second clearing attempt. But his pass is off the mark. And Miller this time will jar it off the glass and safely through center for the former first-round pick Ty Landry. His pass is stolen. Walker bursting in left wing side, kicked it back for Boldy. He fumbled it to the left wing boards. Able to chase to it himself, but his dump down clangs off a body and a foot race Brodin and Ben. Brodin sweeps it away from immediate trouble. Ben now on the forecheck, pounding Dumbin, taking the puck away. Big Jamie Ben to the slot. Johnston, a clean look, and a big-time stop there for Marc-Andre Fleury. Johnston now coming out from a tough angle, trickled one side of the cage. It's picked up by Ben to try to wrap it around. That was blocked. Marchment now to Johnston, trying to go between the legs and get something to the blue paint. Fleury's seen enough of this. He's on top of the loose puck.
Yeah, that puck also hit the referee momentarily, and that allowed the Dallas Stars to keep the puck in behind the Minnesota net. But finally, Fleury just reaches out, grabs onto it, and that'll get the stoppage of play and bring the face-off to Fleury's immediate right. Dallas is they're a much better team this year than last year, and the reason for that, Joe, in my estimation, is the fact they have a new coach down there, first of all, and you look at a guy who's been around for quite a while. There's no question that Peter DeBoer knows exactly what he has to do.
Fleury down, got a chunk of that opportunity on a broken play with the butt end of his goal stick, and the Wild sauntered out the center. Ryan Reeves at the offensive line, hoping for Beckman. Now Jamie Benn couldn't clear. Reeves centered for a shot by Dewar, and it whistled just wide. Reeves had two helpers when these two teams met earlier this month down in Dallas. Jake Middleton to attack for the Wild. Left wing wall, toss one in front. It clangs to the corner. Miro Heiskanen back to pick it up. Had a helper in just over 27 minutes the other night. He turns it over. Eriksson Ek off the rush with a wrist shot. And Lundqvist tips that into the stands.
Well, the Love Your Melon ticket pack is back on Wednesday when the Wild will take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can secure a limited edition throwback theme Love Your Melon beanie for every ticket purchase. Learn more at wild.com/loveyourmelon. Kevin, what size of a melon hat do you need?
What's the biggest size? A size bigger.
Bushel basket?
Here's Ryan Hartman for the Wild. Left wing corner offensive zone. Worked it back to the point, Brodin. Brodin's shot found by the blocker Vottinger with some traffic in front. Hartman had his stick knocked out of his hands. Play continues as the Wild serve it behind the net in the form of Jordan Greenway. Stars clang it off the glass. They get a favorable bounce. Luke Glendening out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Here is bothered by Hartman, and this play is offside.
Yeah, referee had his... Not sure what he's waving off there, but it was a high stick. Couldn't quite tell by that signal. I've never seen that one before, but it looked good.
Yeah, I think Hartman was upset because he felt Glendening took the puck back into his own zone, which would have negated the Wild being offside, but the referee was giving him like the field goal is no good signal, which would not apply.
The referee is Chris Lee out of St. John, New Brunswick. Over 1,300 games in the NHL.
Francis Sharon, the other ref. Evan Mills and Caleb Apperson are the two lines. I've never heard of Caleb Apperson. What do you got on him, Tom Reed? I know you usually have all kinds of nuggets on these guys.
From Kitchener, Ontario. Coming into the league, he only had, this year, he only had 54 games experience.
Kaprizov scores from below the goal line. He caught Ottinger leaning, banked it off the goaltender, and he's tied this game at 1. His 20th of the year. More magic here from Kaprizov.
Yeah, this goal coming at 17:09 of the period. Once again, Kaprizov just continues to shine for this hockey club. And just takes a shot, and he's actually trying to back and had a gap there above his right shoulder, and he hit him in that shoulder area, and it just ricocheted right back in. So Minnesota's come back and tied this game at 1 apiece on their 8th shot of the first period.
Right above the nameplate, below the helmet of Ottinger, on the backside of his mask, and he's tied this game at 1. I mean, he was 2 feet below the goal line.
Yeah. Remember when Gretzky used to stand behind the net and flip it over top of the net, hit the goaltender in the back to try and score.
2.5 minutes left as Merrill steals. He came in with a shot that hit the crossbar as Ottinger was down early again, short side.
20th goal of the season for number 97, Kirill Kaprizov. unassisted at 17:09.
Yeah, you heard it. Kaprizov unassisted. Ryan Suter to pick up the assist on that goal by Sagan a little bit early at the 7:13 mark if you're keeping score. Of course, Ryan Suter spent many years here with Minnesota. He and Zach Parise departed the same year.
Draw to the left of Fleury. Wild win it. Boldy initiated contact. Colin Miller and dumped him. It's a 2-on-1. Gaudreau with Walker. Freddie Gaudreau left circle on his backhand. Threw one in front. And it glanced off of Walker and went just wide. He was being tied up by the aforementioned Suter. Stars sailed out the center. 1-1 our score late in the first. Been a good one so far in St. Paul with Tom Reed. I am Joe O'Donnell. These two teams separated by just a handful of points as the long chance comes in on Fleury. He'll glove it down and use his goal stick to chunk it back out the center. The Wild, 42 points, third in the division. Stars lead the Central Division 6 points better with 48. For Dallas, their 37th game. For the Wild, their 35th. So some games in hand for Minnesota. This certainly a big one. Robertson tips in, the team leader with 51 points coming in. 24 goals, tied for fourth in the NHL. Greenway sent Robertson down to the ice. A shot from a tough angle by Lindell, sticked away by Fleury. Rebound pounded ahead. Hartman trying to get it away from the reach of Pavelski. Couldn't, but Middleton closed quickly and swipes it out the center. Robertson darts back in off a long pass right side. Trickled it free. Rope hits with a wrister. Blocked by Middleton, who's having a heck of a first period, at least in my estimation.
Yeah, it really is. And coming back after being ill also, able to get back into the thick of things. Of course, when you lose your spot out there, you're always afraid, Joe, if I'm sick, well, I have my spot when I come back. Not always.
Dean Evanson said that it wasn't due to play that Alex Goligoski is out, but Goligoski is essentially the seventh defenseman right now. As Fox at center, pries it ahead. Final 22 seconds to go in the first. Brodin will sweep it back for Dumba. He darts up along the right wing side and feeds one along that's tipped in by Reeves. Final dozen seconds now in the first. Back is Colin Miller. He reversed it, looking for Suter. Reeves was there. 3 white jerseys envelop him. Stewart trying to pry it loose, and that's pretty much going to take us to the horn.
Well, very entertaining first period. Both teams scoring the goal. Of course, it was Dallas getting that first goal. They outshot Minnesota 15-9 in the first period, but they go to the locker room right now, tied up.
Scott Mellenby, St. Louis Blues pro scout, will join Tom Reed coming up in a couple of minutes, plus a complete recap, of all the action. It's 1-1 after 20 in St. Paul. Kevin Falness takes it from here. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
I'm Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of Black Diamonds, a SiriusXM original podcast. Join me right now for a special star-studded Black Tie Gala event, celebrating the legacy of Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil with my friends Dave Stewart, Kenny Lofton, Joe Carter, and Lee Arthur Smith, and many more. Download Black Diamonds right now on the SXM app, available with all of our trials and popular plans or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss a second.
World Junior Hockey Championship. SiriusXM NHL Network Radio is your front row seat for all the action.
The gold medal is up for grabs, and the world comes together to battle it out.
Tune in as the best young players in the world take the ice in Halifax and Moncton.
Lafreniere swings Canada back in front, 5-4.
It's a holiday tradition not to miss.
Click to SiriusXM.ca/World Juniors for game times.
Tom Rennie here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy. Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
Don't miss a moment of NHL Network Radio with the SiriusXM app. Like the NHL Morning Skate in 60 and the Discussion Room. Missed a show or interview? We have you covered. Just search NHL Interviews. Don't forget the incredible play-by-play.
Fire the puck! Score!
The best hockey talk, opinion, and analysis, period. NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Cross from the goal line, they score!
NHL Morning Skate with Gord Selleck and Scott Laughlin.
Colin Campbell, Senior Executive Vice President of Hockey Operations for the National Hockey League.
Passion will never leave the game. And we just try to have fairness and consistency, and we use our experience. And they're not going to agree with us, but we will give them an answer. And yes, we do get lots of calls after these decisions are made.
NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio is 24/7 hockey talk.
What a save!
With insiders, analysis, and all the breaking news.
This just in, a trade in the NHL.
And the biggest games of the night.
Down low and a chance on the back door. Ovechkin scores!
Here comes McDavid. Backhand! Scores! Number 99, Wayne Gretzky, is on the line with us.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on demand with the SXM app.
Yeah, first period ended here in St. Paul. The score is 1-1 between the visitors, the Dallas Stars, coming here to play against the Minnesota Wild. I'm Tom Reed. Please be joined with Scott Mellenby, pro scout of the St. Louis Blues. And I guess first of all, Scott, evaluate that first period for us.
I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, it was Dallas obviously having a really good year, and the shot totals show that they had a pretty good period and stuff. But Kirill the Thrill does what he does, right? And then Merrill almost snuck one in right away right after. So I thought it was a pretty evenly played period. Some good chances on both sides, and it was a game I was looking forward to see.
Yeah, you talk about Kirill Kaprizov, Jason Robertson on the other side. I mean, you got two young, talented players that are so much fun to watch, and the skill level, like for Kaprizov, I'm sure he did that unintentionally to try and shoot off the back of the goaltender.
For sure he did. There's no question about it. It's I mean, that's the one thing, we were just talking about going up to see the World Juniors and stuff, but the skill level of these kids, we used to stand around after practice and in a semicircle, right, and shoot at the goalie, like that's what you did. And nowadays these kids at such young ages are developing their puck skills and their creativity, and it's just that kind of stuff is stuff that they're looking to do it. They're trying to do it.
Yeah, but the game has changed so much over the years too. And people ask me, what's been the biggest difference? For me, obviously the skill level certainly is there, but I think the elimination of the red line really opened up things where you have so much speed in that neutralized area going through. Before you didn't have that. You had to wait till that puck got to you before you could move north again. Yeah,
for sure. I think that's a big difference. And I think too, you go back to 2005 lockout when we came out of that with the new rules. Shanahan kind of spearheaded that with the owners and the managers, but the obstruction stuff, I think, really too is a big part of it, because now, I played with the Florida Panthers in expansion in '93, and we were a pretty good team, but we got up a goal, boy, it was clutch, grab, hook, hold, tackle. That's you could do that, right? And now it's you put that stick parallel, and you can get called, and you see less guys doing it, but you can't. It's hard to slow players down.
Yeah, I tell the story about Carl Brewer when he was playing for the Maple Leafs. He would cut the palms out of his gloves so he could reach through. But the referee couldn't see because the back of the glove would be covering his hands. So
he didn't need his gloves that much anyway, did he? Big Carl. I remember him, the big bald head, right?
Yeah, he was a pretty good hockey player.
Yeah. Tough, right?
Yeah. You mentioned the World Juniors, and you know what? This Minnesota has 5 different countries represented by the youngsters over there, but this really is the cream of the crop when you get a chance to watch these kids and how they perform. And I'm sure a lot of your evaluations are done by watching these guys under these conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. For us in the business, we kind of refer to it, really, to be honest with you, as more of a pro tournament. And what I mean by that is that for scouting purposes, your amateur scouts have to go because there's the Connor Bedards and there's the guys that are going to be drafted this year. But a lot of these players, especially the top guys that are going to find their way to the NHL, are already drafted, a lot of them. And it's a great tournament for us to get to know their prospects. So, for example, I'm with St. Louis now, and I'll go and I'll do reports on all the top prospects, including the Wilds. And someday down the road, if we ever do a deal with the Wild, I'll know who their top guys are, because really a lot of those guys end up coming into the American League and then to the National Hockey League, or maybe right to the National Hockey League, but they're the next crop of good AHL players and NHL players and AHL guys that are going to graduate to the NHL, and they're really, to know those prospects is really important for us. So, I mentioned Nick Suzuki is a guy in Montreal that we got from going to tournaments and things like that, and knowing other teams' pro properties.
Yeah, it's interesting also, usually across the board in Wisconsin, but a great area to be able to watch a lot of the young guys coming up through the rank. Well, I don't know if you get a chance to watch some of the juniors, or you watch the college at all.
Yeah.
I know you're on the pro circuit, but you still have a chance to see some of those guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely the college stuff, and obviously a lot of guys going through the college system and stuff, and you're right. I mean, being in this area, it's a great place to travel out of as far as getting places. But for sure, you have access to 3 different NCAA leagues that you can drive to and be home the same night. So it's great that way.
Yeah, you go back.
We have Jimmy Snuggerud was our first round pick.
Oh, that's right.
With St. Louis this past year, and he's at the U having a great year there with Cooley and Nyes. I'm not sure how you say the name properly, but so it's great. I go pick up a game or two watching him too. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm watching this game also because Minnesota obviously leaves tomorrow for St. Louis while we'll play against the Blues on New Year's Eve. 5 o'clock game, I believe it is down there, which is early, so we can get back here in time for the new year to be celebrated. But at the same time, it gives you a chance also to see the combinations and what tendencies that maybe the Wild have that they implement into this game like this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really get too involved in that. I think back in the maybe even 10 years ago when I was started in the business pro scouting for Vancouver, and you really had your pro scouts go and pre-scout, especially for playoffs, right? So you'd have Minnesota playing St. Louis in the first round, and you'd have your pro scouts going to what might be the next matchup to help with the systems and different things. But really nowadays, just with the video and the access they have to stuff now, coaching staffs, I could give them some information, but they know this team. The Blues coaches, they know this team. They know what the Wild's all about. They've seen them enough, and they've got the video. And I coached for a couple of years. I know how much video these guys are watching, almost to a fault. But they don't need a lot of input from me on that. If there's something that I think really stands out, I might mention it, but it's really not a big part of my responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, you played a lot of games in the NHL, over 1,400 games, but you also had almost 2,500 minutes in penalties. So you spent a lot of time in that penalty box for some reason. Bad calls by the officials, I'm
terrible,
sure.
Terrible.
Anyway, but tell us about your time down in Florida. I know that you killed a rat in the dressing room one time, and of course that when did that start? They called it the rat trick.
Yeah, the rat trick. Yeah, so I was at our home opener. It was actually ended up being the year we went to the Cup Finals, but it was the start of the year, and I had 2 goals and killed this rat that had come into the room scampering around before the game started. I was actually going out for introductions, and I showed one of the guys I had this little white fuzz and fur on my tape job still, because it was right before we were going out. Anyways, Van Beesbrook said I got a rat trick to the media. That's how it started. I got over to the media, and then somebody threw a rat on the ice the next time I scored a goal, and it just kind of snowballed. And it happened to be the year of the rat in the Chinese Zodiac. We got in the playoffs that year and went on this run and went to the finals, and you've seen the video of some of the stuff that went on. It was kind of crazy, but yeah, my time there was great. I mean, it was a good time in my career to step into a situation where I was ready for more leadership wise, and became an assistant captain and then captain there, and got married, started my family there and everything. So it's a pretty special period of time in my career for sure.
Yeah, Scott, thanks.
And the weather was pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm sure. You come to work in flip flops.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott Mellamy, our guest here, the pro scout for the St. Louis Blues. The score here 1-1. Kevin, let's go back to you.
Thank you, Scott. You can go celebrate all your rat tricks down at Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Here you go, a gift certificate down to that man's spot right up the street from Xcel Energy Center on West 7th. It's Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. No rat tricks today, but we are knotted at a goal apiece after one period in St. Paul. Wild and Stars 1-1. We'll recap the first 20 minutes next. This is Wild Hockey presented by Xcel Energy.
NHLShop.com, the official online store of the National Hockey League, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NHL fan gear, with unique one-of-a-kind designs by Fanatics, Adidas, and all the latest styles for every NHL team. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. NHL
NHLShop.com, a Fanatics experience.
At Securian Financial, we don't ask, what do you want to do? Instead, we ask, who do you want to be? Because when you join our team, we help you build a meaningful career that celebrates what you bring to your role and elevates all the ways you want to shine. Your ideas, your passion, your energy, your brilliance. We'll give you the opportunity to grow into the you want to be. Be you with us. Visit Securian.com/careers to apply today.
No, my first name ain't baby, it's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
Janet Jackson presents Together Again. A celebration of hits, plus brand new music live in concert. With special guest Ludacris. Xcel Energy Center, May 30th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit JanetJackson.com.
Most people don't like the word moist. It's one of those words that bugs people. Wild Blue Liner Kalen Addison is not one of those people. Addison washes his hands wearing his hockey gloves, and growing up put water in his skates. Kalen Addison plays his best hockey when things are a bit moist. Not weird. Wild.
Attention students, college ticket discounts are back this season and start at just $39. Find out more at wild.com/college. 1-1 after one period of play. Sagan scores on the power play to open up the scoring, but how about the goal by Kirill Kaprizov? Banks it off the local kid's ear, and we're knotted at 1.
Kaprizov scores from below the goal line. He caught Ottinger leaning, banked it off the goaltender, and he's tied this game at 1. His 20th of the year. More magic here from Kaprizov.
Extends his home point streak to 13 games. That one knots the game at a goal apiece. 17:09 of the first. That's your score after 20 minutes. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey presented by Xcel Energy.
Everything is better on ice. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Ottinger lets the one in off his ear hole, makes 8 saves in the first period. Marc-Andre Fleury stops 14. Thus far, the Wild 0 for 1 on the power play. The Stars a perfect 1 for 1. That's the score after one period of play in St. Paul. Wild and Stars knotted at a goal apiece. The second is next. This is Wild Hockey presented by Xcel Energy.
As Minnesotans and fans of the Minnesota Wild, we live in the state of hockey and the state of long, cold winters. So when it's freezing outside and your furnace stops working, relax and call your local Bryant dealer. Just like our Minnesota Wild, Bryant dealers train hard, work hard, and will do whatever it takes to make you a huge fan. That is why Bryant has been the official heating and cooling sponsor of the Minnesota Wild for 20 years. Find your local Bryant dealer at Bryant.com. That's Bryant.com.
Let's rodeo at the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 3rd and 4th at Xcel Energy Center. It's rodeo and a whole lot more. The show starts at 7:30, but come early for autographs, pony rides, and more. See more action, the best entertainment, and be a part of the fun. It's too great to wait. Get tickets now starting at $20 at Ticketmaster.com. It's wild, it's western, it's pro rodeo at the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 3rd and 4th.
This is Joel Erikssonek of the Minnesota Wild.
And I'm Marcus Foligno. Don't miss a second of fast-paced Wild action.
The Wild don't get their first game of 2023 until Wednesday when they host the Tampa Bay Lightning for an 8 o'clock start. It'll be for a national audience on TNT, but remember, #MuteTV and join us on the radio starting with the pregame Wednesday night for the hometown call.
Catch us in action all season long.
Exclusively on the Minnesota Wild Radio Network.
These days, we're all having more conversations and doing more business online, including banking. But Brimmer Bank knows that when real life poses real questions and challenges, you need a real person to talk to. A banker who knows you, your business, and how you want to grow it. Because right now, relationships matter more than ever, and understanding is everything. Find out more at Brimmer.com.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. It also means winter is here and your furnace is working hard. At Aquarius Home Services, we know the last thing you need to worry about is your furnace breaking down. With our 5-star tune-up and no breakdown guarantee, it's about keeping you cozy warm all winter long. Be worry-free this holiday season. Schedule your 5-star furnace tune-up today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Papa Murphy's limited-time Hog Heaven pizza has gone hog wild. It's topped with Italian sausage, Canadian bacon, and chopped bacon. So, how hog wild would you go for this slice of heaven? Would you bear hug a bear? Ride a bull in a china shop? Chase a wild goose? Well, you don't have to. Hog Heaven is so gloriously delicious, it's hog wild enough. Take and bake it today for just $12.99 from Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Sagan for the Stars, Kaprizov for the Wild. It's 1-1 after 20. Two teams have retaken the ice for period number 2. With Tom Reed, I am Joe O'Donnell. Minnesota outshot the first 15-9, but overall, pretty even period. Each team had a power play try. And we start the second period tied at 1.
Yeah, very entertaining first period, Joe. No question about it. Both teams skated hard. Both teams being very physical out there. Both teams scoring a goal in that first one. But 40 minutes ago, maybe more.
The Wild from left to right. On your radio dial in the second, Stars from right to left. We begin the period 5-on-5. No carryover penalties or power plays. And deep in the Wild zone, Brodin swerving one around his end wall. Hartman initiates contact on Lindell, who had crashed down. Now Brodin, left side, bumped by Pavelski as he loosened it up for Eriksson Ek to bang it off the boards and out through center. Hartman trying to swipe it in. That was knocked down. Greenway follows it up. He'll float it to the left of Ottinger.
Yeah, and the coach was tell the players before the game, move your feet, get your feet going, and use your body, be physical out there. You want to slow players down, you got to be physical.
Lindell to Pavelski. He'll fly it in. Stars finish a change. Dumba to Brodin and banked along for Kaprizov, trying to one-touch it loose for Sam Steele. That was cut off. The Stars regroup it, fling it along. This will go for icing on Dallas with 57 seconds expired in period 2.
Well, a Forever Wild season ticket membership is the gift that keeps on giving. Exclusive access, rewards, personalized service, and the best tickets at the best prices. Find a membership plan that works for you today at tickets.wild.com. Face off deep in the Dallas zone to the right of the Lakeville youngster, Ottinger, who has been very good for this hockey club. He's good also when he, even go back to your high school days, you remember those type of games. You remember how you play. And I wonder how many kids actually think, someday I'm going to be in the NHL. You just go up there because you enjoy playing the game, and all of a sudden things start to work for you. You start to develop, and pretty soon an agent's knocking on your door saying, hey, can I represent you?
I wonder if he had the wrong address for me. Said agent.
No, we didn't have agents when I started.
You still made it.
Yeah, I made it. Yeah.
We'll flick it along where Heiskanen is wrapped up for a moment by Jared Spurgeon. How good has Spurgeon been lately, in your opinion, Tom?
Boy, he has really stepped up. He had a little bit of a slow start this year, which is unusual for him. I think a lot of pressure being the captain and trying to get things going, but he has really stepped up right now. He reads the play so well. Not a big body, but his thought process is next to probably one of the best on the Wild club. He really understands the game.
Dean Evison this morning with the media was asked about Jared Spurgeon. He talked about the timeouts and the leadership and the things he says on the bench that obviously we don't get a chance to see. Wild in business here, carrying in, trying to laser one down low. Was Steele. That was broken up. Sagan gallops the other way. It's the only Dallas goal in the contest. He'll float it behind the Wild net. Boldy tips along for Merrill, guiding it right side, looking for some help from Sammy Walker. Gaudreau, Walker, and Boldy with Merrill and Addison for Minnesota. As it goes to the right of Fleury, jabbing at it Walker, helping out Gaudreau. He'll headman. Boldy got a chunk of it, trying to fight past 3 white jerseys. Back now to Landria. They get it to Colin Miller. Long pass for Sagan. He tipped it, but Dumba cuts it off, speeds to his left, and plays it up ice for Gaudreau, who will backhand it in. And back is Ryan Suter. Spent 9 years with the Wild. His clearing attempt caught the referee, and he is hobbled a bit.
That one hurt.
Dumba to Brodin. Back to Matt Dumba. Former 7th overall pick in 2012. Once more to Brodin. Again then to Dumba, and he'll use the glass to play it off the right side and safely through center. Suter pushes it past the pressure of Connor Dewar. Frederick Olofsson tipped it along. Foxa dumps it in. Back is Brodin, is springing around the left wing side. Beckman able to guide it just out to the neutral zone. Following up the play, but having it stripped away was Dewar. Stars attack. Lindell to the slot for a shot at the outside of the net. Luke Glendening with that bid. Now Reeves, right wing boards in his own zone, soars it through the neutral ice area where Lindell will fling it back. Not a lot of ice for either team. Got to fight for everything here tonight, at least for the first 23-plus minutes.
Yeah, you get the puck. You don't have it on your stick very long before you got a body right on top of you.
Pavelski in the corner. Off to Jason Robertson. Off then to Rope Hintz, whose shot was blocked wide past Fleury. Hustling to it right side. Reeves will drive it off the boards all the way down. Heiskanen went into cruise control, and so the puck with the steam for icing and the whistle.
But you look at a guy like Pavelski, also his 17th year in the National Hockey League, the 4th with Dallas, and he's one of those guys that has really stepped up. You think as you get older, you're going to slow down a little bit. He doesn't appear to be slowing down at all. He's had a terrific career, will continue to do so. One of the leaders of this hockey club on the Dallas side.
Off the face-off, Stars try and play it to the point. Good stick by Reeves to poke it out the center. Dallas goes D to D. Niels Lundqvist floats it in. Back is Dumba, try to reverse it. Hintz cut it off. Centering pass! And I don't think a shot ever got through to Fleury as Pavelski was camped out in front. The Wild counter. A 3-on-2 if they want it. Dumba over the offensive line. Slows the pace down. Found a man left side for a shot. But Dewar's bid was kicked out by Ottinger. Pavelski the other way. The Wild finish a change. Joe Pavelski, former Shark, rumbling ahead. Turn it over. Greenway spikes it into open ice. Hartman leans on his man Heiskanen to the loose puck Eriksson Ek, but his shot tipped high and wide by Lundqvist. Pavelski then off for Robertson, who guides it with his skates further through center. Spurgeon to Middleton at his left circle. Go back to the captain, Jared Spurgeon. Good pass up along the right wing boards. Here's Greenway on his backhand. Good centering feed, and Eriksson Ek's one-timer went high and wide. Eriksson Ek now left circle with a shot. Ottinger through some traffic seals it up.
Well, both these teams getting opportunities right now. Middleton is one of the guys right on that blue paint area, the opposite end, and that's where so many times you'll see the defense jump in the play. And I was watching in that first period also a couple times where the defenseman jumped in, and there was Boldy right away, figuring out what he had to do, get back in the point position to help out to cover up for his defenseman who had moved in into the offensive part of it. But these guys know exactly what they have to do. I mean, they have systems that they employ all the time, and you want to keep the system and going the way you want to go, especially when you're going north of that puck.
Dean Evison, after the win the other night in Winnipeg, said from the goaltender out, we played the right way. To your point about systematic and everybody covering for one another, is a centering pass by Zuccarello. Steele then tried to go between the legs, and that was cut off. Stars look to counter. Kiviranta lays it down low, hoping for Delandria, who stapled Addison to the glass. Addison lost his stick, and a shot from along the boards is trapped by Fleury and a whistle.
It's been a very tough game, physical game, but you know what? There has been no nonsense, at least at this point in the game. Both these teams realize the importance of staying on the ice. We have 14:53 to go here in period number 2. Shots are 16-11 in favor of the Dallas Stars. But it's a 1-1 game, and the faceoff will be deep in the Minnesota zone to the left of Marc-Andre Fleury. I love the idea that the goaltenders have competition amongst each other, and they support each other, but they both want to play, and so right now kind of a back-and-forth situation. Dean says it's not always that way.
Hakanpää with a shot blocked by Zuccarello. To your point about the physical nature of this game, 18 hits, 12 of them for the Wild thus far, as Sagan steals. Pressured by Middleton, so we'll plop it down low. Spurgeon bumps into Yoel Kiviranta. Stars with a pass and misfires. Kaprizov to angle it along. Esa Lindell knocks it down on his own blue line. He'll carve it up ice. Bouncing puck handled and hacked down low by Delandria. Goes off for a change. Sagan to pick it up. Wheeling up near the blue line. Sagan on the interchange. Looking there for Mason Marchment. Marchment winds it behind the Wild net. Spurgeon had some trouble with it. They'll now spin off the pressure of Ben, scoop it to Middleton, and slapped up right side for Zuccarello. Kept it coming for a tip-in by Steele. Back is Colin Miller. He'll carry around the net of Ottinger. Bothered by Steele. He'll backhand a pass to the left wing side. Marchment offside are the Stars. As Brodin, they're swarming on Marchment, forced him to turn, and that drew this play offside. 13:59 to go in the second period. Good one so far here from Xcel Energy Center. The Wild and the Stars are tied at 1. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
Send 2022 packing with a full-blown party music experience. New Year's Nation. The biggest party songs from across Sirius XM. Big T-shirt Billy. New Year's Nation. For limited time, now through January 3rd on Channel 104 and on the SXM app. Free with all trials and popular plans.
Don't miss a second World Junior Hockey Championship. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio is your front row seat for all the action. The gold medal is up for grabs, and the world comes together to battle it out. Tune in as the best young players in the world take the ice in Halifax and Moncton.
Lafreniere swings Canada back in front 5-4.
It's a holiday tradition not to miss. Click to SiriusXM.ca/World Juniors for game times.
Tom Money here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy. Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
Joe, interesting. You look at the different connections between these two teams. Mike McDonald was number one pick by the North Stars back in 1988. Of course, had a lot of years with the Dallas Stars. Dean Nevison, Bill Guerin both played with Dallas for a period of time. Brett McLean also drafted by Dallas, 9th round, number 242 back in 97. You got Matt Zuccarello and Ryan Hartman both played time in Dallas. Alec Goligoski as well, 6 years there. Ryan Suter, of course, that all the time. It's amazing how all these connections you have between the teams, and it happens a lot during the course of the season. We see it all.
Play resumes as Freddie Gaudreau scoots to a loose puck, winds his way through center, flies it in, knocked out of midair illegally by Colin Miller. The Wild touch it next. The play continues. Jamie Benn outlets. Here's Mason Marchment. Backhanding one in. He and Brodin go to the end glass. Benn able to skate to it, bumped into the referee for a moment. Now Brodin left side trying to battle against Marchment. It squeezes free. Gaudreau pokes it along, and Dumba will shoot it out through center. Back is Colin Miller. Lost it on the forecheck to Boldy, but Suter's there to rescue it. Suter skating to his left. Just ahead of the pressure, Sammy Walker. Now Colin Miller launches one ahead. Glendening got a piece of it, so they wave off icing. Back behind his own net is John Merrill. They added an assist to Merrill on the late first period marker by Kaprizov. For Merrill now, assists in 2 of the last 3 games. Here's Reeves carrying in for Minnesota. He was poke check. Dewar tried to follow it up. Behind the net they go. Beckman lifted a man's stick. He lost sight of the puck, but Addison locates it. He'll pinch it along the boards. His feed, though, was stolen away, and Radek Faksa will toss it out to center. Olofsson kept it coming. Adam Beckman on a regroup to Reeves, and now Addison. A little floating pass off the boards. It bounces past Miro Heiskanen, the former first-rounder. Lundqvist off to Heiskanen. He ran into some trouble. Reeves will get to it. Wild in business here. Reeves back at the point. Merrill with a shot. Big rebound off the glove of Ottinger. So the white jerseys pick it up, and the Stars chip it out through center, where Addison will rifle it right back in. And the Wild hustle off on a change. Niels Lundqvist to the left circle for Miro Heiskanen. He'll bank it ahead. Spurgeon chapped it back towards the wheelhouse of Greenway. He was hoping for Hartman. Nothing there. Good gap by Middleton slows down Jason Robertson. Stars having trouble coming through neutral ice cleanly here. This time it's Spurgeon to break up a pass. Finally, Pavelski just rips it in. Middleton behind his own net. He'll use his legs to carry the Wild ahead. His pass was a little behind Greenway. So Colin Miller picks it up for Dallas. They'll launch it the way of Hintz. Good pass up for Pavelski. Right circle with a shot, and a flashy glove save from Marc-Andre Fleury.
And once again, Joe, that pass coming through the neutralized area on the skates, and as a result of that, as the puck is turned over, it gives the Dallas Stars a chance going the other way. That's where those passes, you really have to lead this so the players skating into it to keep that momentum going. Both teams having personnel changes on the ice right now. 11:33 to go in the second period. It's a 1-1 game. Shot 17-11 in favor of the Dallas Stars.
That's 2 windmill glove saves from Fleury in this game, Tom. He's really getting that left arm up and going.
Yeah, I mean, he's fun to watch. There's no question. You look at the 2 goaltenders, and even with Gustafsson, and he's very calm and cool and very square to the puck. And Fleury likes to be a little more acrobatic, more involved in things. But he's a guy of his age and playing the position he plays in great shape.
6-2-0 in his last 8. 13 career wins against the Stars for Marc-Andre Fleury. As Zuccarello pops one in from the blue line right side. Kaprizov in on the forecheck, finishes hit on Lindell. Stars emerge. Kiviranta to the weak side D. Lindell watched by Merrill as he hits the stripe. Try to flick it down low. Addison cut it off, lost it. Sagan runs into him. Sagan came away with the puck. Tyler Sagan turning backhand, forehand. His centering feed knocked away. And Merrill jars it back through center, where it finds Kaprizov over the offensive line. He'll connect with Steele, waits, banks it down low. Kaprizov cutting to it. Lindell hounding him. Now Zuccarello from low to high. At the right point, Brodin over for a D-to-D offering. It was blocked. Dumba gets back to it, hammers it down behind the net. Steele, the first man to it for the Wild. In close proximity is Kaprizov. Looked to center, hoping for Dumba, who had pinched in, but Lindell carves it back the other way. Icing waved off. Both teams change on the fly.
Boy, that was a pretty weak wave off on that one. Wow.
And the 18,000 plus agree. Brodin headmans. Over the offensive line comes Boldy. Left wing side. He'll spin it around the boards. Nearing the midway point of regulation. Stars chip it along. They got a 3-on-2 if they hurry. But Ben coughed it up. Skating to his right now, Walker. He'll spin back. Net off its pegs behind Fleury. But they'll let play keep going because the Wild have the puck. And now as Walker reverses into no man's land, the whistle halts play with 10-12 to go in the second. The game tied at 1.
Yeah, good call by the official. Also, the fact that Minnesota had the puck until it was given up and put in a tough position. Let the play continue. And the faceoff will go outside the Minnesota defensive zone right now, right in the front of the penalty box area. Shot 17-11. Both teams skating very well. No one wants to take that penalty if you don't have to.
Off the face-off, Heiskanen winds it in. Fleury could not get a piece of it. Brodin chops it along. Boldy lost it in the slot. Jamie Benn with a wrister. Saved by Fleury. Rebound bouncing around. And Fleury with the help of Boldy able to keep it out. Goudreau now for Jonas Brodin, who leads the rush. Over the offensive line into Dallas ice. Dropped it off for Sammy Walker. They'll chunk it down low. Goudreau won a battle. Boldy covering at the point. Wristing a shot. It deflected just wide. Jamie Benn picks it up. Goudreau stripped him at least partially. Walker hounding it now, but it's Lundqvist to fly along and carry the Stars through center. Niels Lundqvist finds Mason Marchman, a clean look from the high slot. Fleury challenged nicely, makes a save, and he finds the loose puck for a whistle. 9:28 to go in period number 2. The Wild and the Stars even at 1. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
If you're a window installer, keep it simple. Choose Andersen 400 Series windows. They're the cladwood windows contractors trust the most. So much so, they're the windows contractors trust for their own homes. And with fewer callbacks, the choice is simple. It's Andersen 400 Series windows. The windows contractors trust the most. Get started at AndersonWindows.com today.
Claims based on 2022 Andersen Brand Survey of U.S. contractors.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
scoreboard update.
7 of the 8 teams from the Central Division are in action tonight. One of them that isn't is the Predators. They're idle. 2 teams here in St. Paul, of course. You also got 2 going at it in St. Louis. The Blues with a 2-1 lead over the Blackhawks. 5:20 left to go in the second. The Jets are home against the Canucks. They trail 1-0 midway through period number 2. Coyotes and Maple Leafs tied at a goal apiece at Mullet Arena. And the Avalanche just underway at home against the Kings. They trail LA 1-rip, 10:48 left to go in the first. That's it. Back to Joe and Tom.
Yeah, it's amazing. You look at the injuries around the league also. Colorado won the Stanley Cup last year. They're in 4th place right now in that Central Division. They've had their share of injuries. Also, McKinnon being out, and they've had Landeskog's been out. Ratton's been out. It's tough to win. But the key at the end of the year, getting the playoffs. Anything can happen. We've seen it time and time again. Right now, the face-off is deep in the Minnesota zone. They're left to Marc-Andre Fleury.
Valery Nichushkin re-injured his surgically repaired ankle, and Jared Bednar didn't have a timetable on him, speaking of injuries in the Avalanche. Right side of his own zone, Hartman with a good pass for Eriksson Ek. He'll attack with Greenway. Comes off the Greenway left circle, late man coming Spurgeon. Fired a shot. It was blocked by Suter, his former defense partner.
Yeah, once again, Spurgeon jumping on the play, being that 4th man coming back.
Lundqvist fires one ahead. Icing waved off again. Middleton back to pick it up and jar it around the right side where Spurgeon hurries it. Wild can't get it out initially. They'll get another try here. Middleton headmans. With some room as Eriksson Ek dropped it back. Middleton's one-timer. Spirited off the glass.
Yeah, those shots on net are much more effective.
Rather than a mark on the glass?
That's exactly right.
Somebody's got to clean that tomorrow.
Yeah. But the thing is, so often you get in a position from our angle, it looks easy up here, but sometimes there's a player coming in a position where they're going to block the shot. You just want to get it by them.
Hintz stifled at the blue line. Robertson follows it up. Merrill able to take it from him. John Merrill deep in his own left wing corner with a pass that Beckman just tipped out the center. Hakanpää back for Lindell. His pass was errant. Merrill with a head fake, and then he'll shove it ahead for Ryan Reeves, who backhands it deep. 8:16 on the clock in the second. Shots are 20-11 Stars. It's a 1-1 game. Each team with a goal in the first. For Minnesota, goal in the first period or more now in 12 of the last 14 games. Addison from the neutral zone rams it in. The Wild clear the line. Reeves barreling in on the forecheck as Lindell lined up, and he'll finish his hit as Lindell chucked it along. Olofsson to Glendening, and now Fox the right side, trying to trickle it past Connor Dewar. Beckman over to help out. He ended up in a heap. All this to the left of Fleury. Puck squeezes free. Hakanpää loads, shoots one, and a blocker saved by Fleury. Rebound bid found Heiskanen. His left wing offering was blockered away by Fleury into the safety netting, and what do you know, Reeves finishes it on him as well.
Well, in 1972, the Minnesota Fighting Saints brought pro hockey to the corner of Kellogg and West 7th. Join us on Wednesday for a special ticket offer commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Fighting Saints. You can learn more at wild.com/Fighting Saints. Of course, we all remember the Fighting Saints and the competition they had with the North Stars across the river. They always wanted to play the North Stars, but the North Stars know we have nothing to gain by playing you guys, so we're not going to. And they didn't.
Was that sent like via fax machine with just like on a memo, or how'd they go about telling them we're not interested?
I think by carrier pigeon.
Off the draw. Stars win it back. Pry down low by Lundqvist. Cut off by Zuccarello. Turns sharply and lifts one up. Not out. Lundqvist kept it in. Got it to Sagan in the slot. But Dumba tipped his shot wide. Stars again trying to hold the line. They can't. Looking to burst ahead with Steele, but Heiskanen found that loose puck first. Steele at center. Guiding it to Zuccarello in the slot. Wristing one, and that caught the glass. Zuccarello followed it up, muscled it to Steele. His pass tips, but Dumba's able to grab it. He'll dart through the slot, turn to his backhand. Now Rinkwide, Brodin with a one-timer, and Ottinger finds that in his glove.
Yeah, nice play by Dumba. Had the puck going to his left, but he turned around and put the puck to the opposite side. Brodin with that shot, but no one in front of the goaltender. Ottinger grabs onto that one. That'll keep the face-off to his left with 7:06 to go in period number 2. Shots right now have the Stars with a sizable lead, 22 shots to 12 by Minnesota. Minnesota's had just 3 shots in this period compared to 7 on the other side. Face-off is deep in the Dallas zone.
Stars win another draw. Shooter reverses. Miller, pounded by Zuccarello. Zuccarello took the puck away. He'll try and cut past some trouble. In close space with him is Kaprizov. Kaprizov now left wing corner. He'll float it up top. Brodin across the blue line. Kicked it back out where Steele's there. He'll pound it behind the net. But the Stars get there first. Big hit by Dumba. Crunching down Mason Marchment as Marchment lifted the puck out the center. Those two players still wrestling with one another behind the action. As Brodin wants to carry ahead, he just has to flip it in. As Dumba's lost his left glove and his helmet, he'll go off for a change.
And had the helmet pulled off there, and that could be a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct on the part of Marchment, but no penalty on the play.
Zuccarello to Goudreau. His clearing attempt was knifed down by Hakanpää, sent back of the net. Johnston now at a helper in period 1. Youngster Wyatt Johnston. Can't do much here. The Wild start up with Kaprizov from left to right on your radio dial. Floater right wing side. Goudreau attacks a slap shot. Handled by Ottinger, rebound grabbed by the Wild and stuck to the point. It's Middleton loading, firing, and it bounced off a body and went wide. The glove and helmet of Dumba is still out there on the ice, a little obstacle course for the players. Kaprizov's helmet now wrestled off in a battle with Johnston, and he's got a bolt off for a change. So 2 helmets and a glove. It's a play it against Sports on the ice to the left of Ottinger. Marchment skates ahead, couldn't get it deep. Merrill knocked it down, filters it to Spurgeon, who waits. And now finds the red line, loading and cranking it in. It'll skip around the top of the dasher board, where Goudreau flings it down low. Boldy quickly spears one up Brodin, and the cycle begins as it comes free for Walker. Sammy Walker left wing wall. On the interchange, lifted it down looking for Boldy. Stars are there first, but Hintz had some trouble with it, so he just pokes it along, and Ben will chop it out the center. Well, what are Dumba and Kaprizov going to do if their shifts come?
Well, that's exactly right.
Again.
The play's going on, no whistles here, and both those helmets still on the ice, and they can't go on the ice unless they run in the dressing room and get some more helmets.
And Cliff Halstead, assistant equipment manager, has a green helmet in his hand. I'm wondering if he sprinted back there. Hintz jabs it along. Pavelski now carrying up. Rink-wide pass, Jason Robertson to gather, left wing side from his vantage point. Lifted one of the slot, knifed out of midair by Boldy, and the Wild pick it up with Eriksson Ek. Feeding one into no man's land, unfortunately, as Hartman had turned the other way. So the Stars look to attack now. Hintzel lifted in. Middleton bangs it around, left wing side Greenway, backhand, forehand, he'll play it out to center. Esa Lindell with a right wing pass. Glendening charges in. Good back check by Dewar, pressuring him. Glendening to the corner, leaned on by Dewar. Middleton joins the fray. Dewar now trying to wand it loose, hoping for Spurgeon behind the net. Stars intercept, at least partially. Battle deep in the Wild zone. Couple of bodies from each team looking to pry it free. Foxa checked nicely by Dewar. Dewar wanted to reverse along the boards left side. Jamming at it again is Dewar. This time it's Glendening, speeding it around for Lindell. They'll rim it right back around the wall again. Robertson met by Spurgeon. He'll bail out for a change. Spurgeon on his backhand, able to pitchfork it through center. 3:45 to go. Hartman won a battle, trying to cut in front, and he lost it into the corner. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, no, good play by Spurgeon. Just getting the puck nice and high. Hartman breaking down there, just couldn't control it.
And now Hartman's lost his stick. That's the third Wild player in the last minute or so to leave that corner left of Ottinger and have to go to the bench because they're lacking equipment. There's a glove, 2 helmets, and a stick down there. Sometimes you can't make this stuff up. Miller a drive. That goes wide. Sagan got dumped in front, arm up from the official. He's slow to get to his skates. It's a wrist shot, fought off by Fleury. That came from Olofsson. And there's the touch-up. Crowd not happy. Neither is the Wild bench as a stick just got spiked onto the ice. And we've got a timeout.
And we also have a penalty going against Minnesota.
Mr. High stick.
Well, number 4, high sticking on Minnesota side. That means that Merrill goes to the box right now. Power play for Dallas.
1-1 tie late in the second. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
How well does your banker know your business? Do they know what your biggest challenges are? Do they know what your goals are? Do they know who you are? At Bremer Bank, every partnership starts with listening and learning, getting to know you, your business, and what you want to accomplish. Because right now, relationships matter more than ever, and understanding is everything. Find out more at bremer.com.
Why do we say I'm into hockey? Because hockey's exciting. After all, what's cooler than a game on ice? Or hearing slap shots hit the pipe? You've got the classic organ chants, the deafening goal horns with the bright flashing goal lights. And there's always the potential for some really big checks. Just like playing the lottery. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
You don't have to be rolled into an operating room to get a scientific clean. You can just get game day snacks here. Or dessert here. Yum. And check out here. Because the same scientific expertise that helps operating rooms stay clean helps grocery stores too. Look for the Ecolab Science Certified seal where you shop.
Yeah, 3:14 to go here in period number 2. Minnesota picking up a penalty. That's going to be Merrill for the high sticking call. That'll be the second power play for the Dallas Stars. They are 1 for 1.
Off the draw, big time stop from Fleury as Robertson was open top of the right circle and he let it fly. 24 shots for the Stars, 13 for the Wild. 1-1, 3 minutes to go in the second. Stars' second power play of the night as Hintz carries in, leaves it back for Heiskanen. To the right side it comes Robertson, survey, center point Heiskanen, left wing pass, Pavelski shooting one, Fleury staying on his skates, able to make a right arm save. Heiskanen now a rink-wide pass. Robertson right circle. Back to center point Heiskanen. Handed along Hintz. Quickly along Robertson right side. To the high slot Heiskanen. Left wing boards to Hintz. Back to Heiskanen. Now Robertson shooting one. That went wide. Minute 15 to go in the power play. Robertson right circle. Fronting the play. Takes a look from along the hash marks. Robertson still on the puck. Centered. Pavelski shot deflected wide. Ben trying to jab it in front. Spurgeon denied that. Tired penalty killers for the Wild. Ben to Robertson. Muscles it back to Heiskanen. Now Hintz with a lane. Took a shot. It deflected around. Gloved down by Brodin. He skates to his left and filters it off the boards. And down she goes.
Yeah, good play by Brodin. Used his body to knock that puck down. Went to the boards on the left side. Gets it all the way down. That gives Minnesota a chance to get some fresh guys on the ice.
40 to go in the power play. Brodin was very close to closing his hand on that puck. He recognized he had to just kind of knock it down and keep it moving. Stars were looking for a call. They didn't get one. At the left point, Suter's drive. Deflected around. Fleury lost sight of it for a moment. Again, it's Suter at the blue line. Wristing a shot. Batted down in front. Clearing it down the ice is Dumba.
Yeah, Dumba came off a big hit also and gets the puck, gets it all the way down.
Wild hustling off on another penalty kill change. Charging back in is Johnston. The 19-year-old is Sagan. Faked the shot. Carries right side. Centering pass. Read and cut off by Hartman. He couldn't get it out, though. Marchman in the left wing corner from his vantage point. Hounded by Dumbo. Took the puck away in headman's, and Merrill's out of the box. He's got a step. John Merrill charging in right side, being leaned on. Fired a backhander. Didn't get much on it. And Ottinger makes the save.
Yeah, he didn't have much time to get the speed going. Also came out of the box there. Picked up the puck right at the blue line. Goes into the backhand and tried to go a little bit higher than he did, but Ottinger grabs onto it. That'll keep the face off to his left. A 1:07 to go here in period number 2. It's a 1-1 game. Shots right now 25-14 in favor of the Dallas Stars.
So 5-on-5 after a big-time penalty kill by the Wild.
Now that's a huge kill for Minnesota also, especially teams we talk about all the time, how important they are. The Stars have one power play goal in this hockey game. They're 1 for 2 now.
Stars on a 5-game road point streak coming in, 4-0-1. They entered with just 49 goals allowed in 19 road games. Here's Kiviranta charging in. Steele trying to stay with him. Kiviranta jammed on the brakes. Loose puck trickles free. Kaprizov with Zuccarello. Spurgeon trying to join the rush as well. Zuccarello from long range guides it in. Kaprizov left wing side on the whistle in front. It tips back of the net where Zuccarello is there to play at the Spurgeon right point. He'll cycle it around where Steele pinned up along the end glass. Foxes steps to it for Dallas on his backhand. Got it up, not out. Nice keep by Middleton using his skates along the boards. Second try, the Stars jam it through center. Starting ahead and just flicking it deep is Kiviranta. Back, Spurgeon. The roll to Middleton. Slapped up for Zuccarello. One touch for the trailer Steele. Back to Zuccarello. This play onside. Right wing boards. A long chance by Kaprizov. Tips into the safety net.
Yeah, we talk about the importance of the specialty teams also, and you look at the Dallas Stars, they've had numerous opportunities here with the man advantage here on getting those shots in front of the net. I think right now they've had a total of 7 shots Dallas has with a man advantage in this hockey game. Right now the face-off with plenty of time here for something to happen. 10.7 seconds showing on the big board above center ice.
Boudreau and Ben on the face-off. Off the draw, loose puck. Wild trying to come free to do. Boldy stepping out. A tough angle shot hit the outside of the post. 3 seconds to go. Walker denied a bid out in front. And we have reached the second intermission. So each team with a goal in the first. Nobody on the board in period 2. And again, a tight checking, pretty well-paced hockey game through 40 minutes, Tom.
Yeah, you look at both these teams also, and the fact that Minnesota had 5 shots in that second period, give them a 2-period total of 14. There's 25 shots for the Dallas Stars after 2 periods of play, having 10 in period number 2.
When we come back, Kevin Fulness will have a conversation with the Lakeville, Minnesota native and Dallas Stars goaltender Jake Ottinger, who became the 7th fastest U.S.-born goalie to reach 50 wins in an NHL career. So Ottinger and Fulness conversation for you when we come back. Of course, Dallas practiced outdoors yesterday in St. Paul. Kind of cool for the team to get a little outdoor skate in the state of hockey. Have that and more when we return. 1-1 our score after 40 minutes. The Wild and the Stars knotted up. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
Let's go, football fans.
This week on Let's Go with Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald and me, Jim Gray.
What was it like playing on Christmas Day?
What a blessing to be able to play. So, working on Christmas, first time in my career, I guess I'm a little like Santa Claus. Ironically, I think we actually have the same 40 time. So, it's certainly enjoyable for us to get the win.
Download Let's Go right now on the SXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Don't miss a second World Junior Hockey Championship. SiriusXM NHL Network Radio is your front row seat for all the action. The gold medal is up for grabs, and the world comes together to battle it out. Tune in as the best young players in the world take the ice in Halifax and Moncton.
Lafreniere swings Canada back in front 5-4.
It's a holiday tradition not to miss. Click to SiriusXM.ca/World Juniors for game times.
Tom Money here from SiriusXM FC, and if you love soccer and you love banter, you need to check out Grumpy Pundits.
I accept your opinion, even though it's wrong.
We have a pair of legends in Rodney Marsh and Tommy Smith.
Did you ever hear such bull in your life?
And the three of us wind each other up whilst debating the biggest stories from the Premier League and beyond.
You're getting so grumpy. Did you ever hear the name of this show?
Grumpy Pundits, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
Don't miss a moment of NHL Network Radio with the SiriusXM app. Like the NHL Morning Skate in 60 and the Discussion Room. Missed a show or interview? We have you covered. Just search NHL Interviews. Don't forget the incredible play-by-play.
Fire the puck! Score!
The best hockey talk, opinion, and analysis, period. NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Cross from the goal line, they score!
NHL Morning Skate with Gord Selleck and Scott Laughlin.
Colin Campbell, Senior Executive Vice President of Hockey Operations for the National Hockey League.
Passion will never leave the game, and we just try to have fairness and consistency, and we use our experience, and they're not going to agree with us, but we will give them an answer, and yes, we do get lots of calls after these decisions are made.
NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio is 24/7 hockey talk.
What a save!
With insider analysis and all the breaking news.
This just in, a trade in the NHL.
And the biggest games of the night.
Down low and a chance on the back door. Ovechkin scores!
Here comes McDavid. Backhand! Score! Number 99, Wayne Gretzky, is on the line with us.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on demand with the SXM app.
We're through
40 minutes in St. Paul. Wild and Stars knotted at a goal apiece. Kevin Fallen is down by the Wild locker room with Wild defenseman Matt Dumba. We call it on the radio broadcast a Central Division collision, Matt, and it feels like that's what you have here tonight in St. Paul. You two teams are going toe-to-toe, and it's been fun to watch. How's it been on the ice?
Like you said, collisions everywhere. Guys have been on pucks hard, and it's just made for a tight checking game, and kind of classic. This is what people expect from the Central, and just big teams going at it, and it's been tight, but I think there's some areas that we can exploit here going into the third, and just if we bear down, I think we'll be in a good spot.
What's it like to be on the bench? You see your helmet sitting there in the corner. That's about as helpless as a feeling as I'm sure there is, waiting for your helmet to get back on your head.
Actually, the trainers, Cliff and the boys, got me a new bucket and got me my backup gloves pretty quick, so I wasn't too worried about that, but it was kind of funny how there was just kind of a little graveyard of our gear in that corner for about 2 minutes span there.
Potentially a missed call, no question about it. No miss there on the Kaprizov goal from a defenseman. What did you appreciate about him taking the shot off the kid's head and drilling it into the back of the net to tie this game up at a goal apiece?
Well, Carroll, he takes the game into his own hands, and that's just, honestly, it just that's his skill. I don't know if there's not too many guys who can think that up on the fly, but that's just kind of the special player he is. So we're lucky to have him.
All right, bring it home in the third. Thanks, Matt.
Will do.
There you go, Wild defenseman Matt Dumba for joining us in the intermission. We owe him a gift certificate down to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. After 2 periods of play, the Wild and Stars knotted at a goal apiece. When we continue, we're going to hear from Stars netminder Jake Ottinger. Had a conversation with him yesterday. We'll bring that to you next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
These days, we're all having more conversations and doing more business online, including banking. But Brimmer Bank knows that when real life poses real questions and challenges, you need a real person to talk to. A banker who knows you, your business, and how you want to grow it. Because right now, relationships matter more than ever, and understanding is everything. Find out more at Bremer.com.
No, my first name ain't baby, it's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
Janet Jackson presents Together Again. A celebration of hits, plus brand new music live in concert. With special guest Ludacris. Xcel Energy Center, May 30th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit JanetJackson.com.
This is Marcus Flynn of the Minnesota Wild.
And I'm Matt Ciccarello. Don't miss us in action right here all season long.
The Wild will spend New Year's Eve in St. Louis for yet another Central Division collision. It's a 4:45 pregame Saturday from St. Louis. Puck drops just after 5. Wild don't get their first game of 2023 until Wednesday. That's against the Lightning. That'll be in St. Paul.
Listen to Tom Reed and Joe O'Donnell every night.
Exclusively on the Minnesota Wild Radio Network.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
One after 2 periods of play. Wild and Stars going toe-to-toe in St. Paul. More on tonight's game in a moment. We first want to bring you a conversation with Dallas Stars netminder Jake Ottinger. He's one of us from Lakeville. Yesterday, he and his teammates skated in St. Paul. We talked about that and more yesterday with the young goaltender.
Yeah, it was awesome. We Suits set up outdoor practice for us, and obviously that's where all of us kind of grew up playing hockey and stuff. And it had been a while since I'd had the pads on outside, so it was super fun. And reminded me of growing up here, playing outside as much as I could, and I know the guys had a great time, and we all kind of felt like little kids today, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you picked the right week. You guys come and tried that last week, and it would have been absolutely dreadful. So this was the perfect day for it. So it sounded like everybody got through it, and the ice held up okay for you?
Yeah, it was great. They had a great setup for us there, so it couldn't have turned out any better. And yeah, I was here for Christmas, so I don't know if we would have wanted to be out there last week, that's for sure, so it was perfect.
Well, I think back to your days in Lakeville. You're a young lad down there in the Southern Metro, and you're just skating outdoors with your buddies. What would that kid think of what you're doing now, not only on the NHL stage, but skating with some of these names in an outdoor rink here in the state of hockey?
Yeah, I think you would maybe think you're lying to him if you told him all that stuff, so it's... it's pretty cool to, see how far I've come, and every day I get to come to the rink, and be an NHLer is a dream come true, and something I don't take for granted, so it's definitely great, and, it's pretty crazy how far I've come, and I think it shows a lot of people that, anyone can do it if I can do it, so it's pretty cool.
Well, you have to have the talent, and that certainly helps it make those dreams become a reality. Again, we're talking to Jake Ottinger, now with the Dallas Stars, grew up at Lakeville and went to Lakeville North, went on to the national team, and then played college hockey at Boston University. And Jake, you were teammates there with a guy that we call the Big Rig here in forward Jordan Greenway. You knew him back in college. What was he like as a collegiate hockey player and one of your teammates growing on the collegiate level?
Yeah, he was awesome. He's one of my favorite teammates I had in college, and he's just a great guy that cares about his teammates and is a fun guy to be around. So he's definitely one of my favorites, and unfortunately he scored on me last game that we played him, and so I'm gonna have to shut him down tomorrow, hopefully.
Did you hear about it? I assume the Big Rig chirped you a little?
Yeah, I definitely heard about it. So it's I'm hoping to get the best of him tomorrow.
Well, we'll see what happens. That last game, too, going back to December 4th, it was, out there at American Airlines Center. How do you recap that one? Is that one of those things where you guys feel fortunate to get a point, you put it in your back pocket and just forget about it? Or how do you – because we're going to have a conversation with Philip Gustafson coming up here in a little bit, and he was the backup goaltender in that one. He saw what happened to Marc-Andre Fleury, and for the Wild, the snowball just kept going in the wrong direction in the third period. For you guys, it happened a little earlier in that contest.
Totally, yeah. I think, obviously, you got to try to, scrounge up points whatever way you can. And I think, like you said, those are kind of one of those games where, you didn't expect to get a point, but the guys made a great comeback and ended up getting a huge point for us. So, anytime you can not play your best and still get a point is huge. And, that was the case there.
How about last night in Nashville? Rope Hintz scores with under a minute left in regulation. You guys net the 3-2 win out of Nashville and take down the Predators, get you another 2 points in the standings, and continue to secure your spot first place in the Central Division. Boy, quite a first half thus far this season for both you and the Stars.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I think we have a great group and a great coaching staff, and I think we're playing the right way right now and finding different ways to win. And different guys are stepping up every night, and I think we're, a great team, and we're just going to keep playing the right way. And I think if we keep doing our thing, we'll hopefully stay up top there in the Central and give ourselves, a good chance to make the playoffs. So it's just a fun group to be a part of, and we're looking to build on what we did in Nashville tomorrow night.
How about for yourself? 26 saves in that victory. Now 15-5-3 on the season. I have to assume you're feeling pretty good about your game these days.
Yeah, I feel confident about, where I'm at. Obviously, you go through ups and downs, in the season, and, it's been going good lately, but, just got to keep plugging away and doing, the things that help me feel comfortable and confident, and, really excited, obviously, for the game tomorrow, and, going to have a lot of people there and stuff, so it should be a good one, and just going to kind of try to play my game and have some fun.
How many people are you bringing?
There'll probably be around 40.
Holy moly. That's a kick to the bank account, Jake. That's tough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Maybe it's a good thing you only play here a couple of times per season. You guys bring with you, on the Wild side of things, we got this kid named Kirill Kaprizov, pretty darn good. You guys got a pretty good one on your side, too, in Jason Robertson. What kind of a heater has he been on to start this season? I was just looking at the stats, third in the NHL with 51 points, tied for fourth in goals with 24 just in 36 games. How much fun is it to watch him work?
Yeah, he's a stud. I mean, he's a guy that I came into pro hockey with and played together in the minors, and then to be at this level with him now is pretty cool, and to see what he's been able to do this season has been awesome, and he's a special player, and he's going to do a lot of great things in this league for a while. So it's been fun to watch him so far, and we need to keep him going.
Stars goaltender Jake Ottinger, 13 saves through 2 periods of play. The future Hall of Famer Marc-Andre Fleury on the other end of the ice, 24 saves through 40 minutes of hockey. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
The fastest game on ice. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
Sagan with his 8th, Kaprizov with his 20th. That's the goal scoring to this point, 1-1 after 2. The third is next from St. Paul. This is Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
Minnesotans only have one number one when it comes to hockey. It's the Minnesota Wild. And when it comes to choosing who you should have repair or replace your furnace, your number one team is Bryant. Bryant dealers share the same values as our Minnesota Wild. They study hard, work hard, and will do whatever it takes to make you a huge fan. That's why Bryant has been the official heating and cooling sponsor of the Minnesota Wild for 20 years. Find your local Bryant dealer at Bryant.com. It's Bryant.com.
With so many streaming services available to watch great movies and award-winning shows or listen to music and podcasts, it may be difficult to nail down just one streaming service. But one decision's a no-brainer. Earning 5% cash back on streaming, cable TV, and satellite services with the BMO Harris Bank Cashback Mastercard. Plus, you'll earn up to 3% cash back on gas and grocery purchases. Learn more at BMOHarris.com/streaming. Accounts are subject to approval. BMO Harris Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Let's rodeo at the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 3rd and 4th at Xcel Energy Center. It's rodeo and a whole lot more. The show starts at 7:30, but come early for autographs, pony rides, and more. See more action, the best entertainment, and be a part of the fun. It's too great to wait. Get tickets now, starting at $20 at Ticketmaster.com. It's wild, it's western, it's pro rodeo at the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 3rd and 4th.
Minnesota Wild games are better when we're together. Get the full experience of a Wild game with an added twist. Ticket packs available for all different interests. Upcoming exclusive Wild ticket packs include Hometown Heroes Firefighter Appreciation, presented by Securian Financial, Military Appreciation, presented by Thomson Reuters, Love Your Melon, and more. Get more info at wild.com/theme packs.
The holiday season is here. At Aquarius Home Services, we hope yours is filled with joy and laughter. And as your local authorized Connecticut dealer, we'd love to help you enjoy the holidays even more by providing amazing worry-free water. With on-demand efficiency, you'll enjoy spotless dishes, cleaner laundry, and drinking water you can trust. Whether it's city or well, Connecticut solves problem water. Even holiday cleaning will be a breeze. Visit ConnecticutMN.com to schedule your free water analysis. Aquarius in Connecticut, earning the right to be recommended.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Back here for the third period, the Wild and the Stars even at 1. Minnesota 3-1-0 this year when tied after 40 minutes. The Stars, they've been in this spot a lot. They're 4-4-3. Been a pretty good hockey game so far. Joe O'Donnell, Tom Reed back here with you. The Wild from right to left in period number 3. The Stars skating from left to right on your radio dial.
Yeah, Joe, just talking to some of the staff here, obviously, the scouts and so on from other teams watching this game. It's an entertaining hockey game. Not a lot of goals, but both teams skating well, skating hard.
A little bit of a playoff feel to it as the Stars with a chance right off the hop. Hint sent one wide. Jammed back out in front by Robertson. It comes to Hakanpää. His wrists are at the shin pads of Greenway. And Brodin off the left wing glass relieves some pressure. A physical game. And not a lot of room for either side. Lindell spins it around the boards. Greenway reaching out for it. Hakanpää at the blue line. Angles it back down low. Dumba will skate to this puck. Slashing at it. He got it free for Hartman, who swipes it through center. This will have the steam for icing.
You know what? The fans aren't happy with some of these icing calls, and neither am I. They had two. They didn't call against the Stars earlier, but now they call this one, and it's about the same situation. But that being what it is, the whistle has gone. It's interesting, too, these two teams have gotten stronger as the game goes on. You look at the first period of each of these games, or teams, I should say. You look at Dallas, they went from 35 to 41 to 50 goals scored in the third period, and I look at Minnesota, they went from 31 to 35 to 39, so they've improved period by period.
Off this face-off, Heiskanen attacks. He ended up in a heap as Middleton came to deal with him. Fleury looks over his right shoulder as the puck is dug free by Dumba, who darts out right side. At the offensive line, Dumba to the high slot. A left wing pass was a little behind Greenway. He was able to spin with it, keep possession, and bank it along for Middleton. At the right point, Jake Middleton back off to Greenway. And his pass was errant, stolen by Mason Marchment. And now Heiskanen for Dallas, flicking it behind the net of Fleury. Jamie Benn rumbles to it. Marchment with a shot as he took over. That was blocked. Steal outlets. Here's Zuccarello. Head manning. Right side Kaprizov. Dropped it back. Zuccarello's got a lane. Took a shot. And it glanced off of Ottinger and went just wide. Zuccarello then trying to go rink wide. That hit Marchment. He'll pick it up on his backhand and spike it out through center.
I'm amazed how, when you watch a guy like Zuccarello and Kaprizov, how well they read each other off of different plays. Now those passes are usually right on their sticks.
Stars cycling in the offensive zone. It's wandered away by the Wild defense, and Zuccarello pokes through center ice. Minnesota changes on the fly. Kaprizov stays out the pressure. Suter. He'll connect with Sagan. Will open the scoring tonight, and his up-ice feed is knocked away by Addison. Ends up in the Wild bench and a whistle.
Well, fun for the whole family. Bring your kids, the siblings, and the in-laws to a Wild game with our Valley Sports North Family Pack. These exclusively priced tickets include a hot dog, a soda. You can learn more at wild.com/family. Face-off deep in the Minnesota zone, and once again, Joe, the face-offs are really hurting for Minnesota. Coming in at the start of the third period, Minnesota had won just 35% of the draws again.
I mentioned earlier, Dallas, third in the league in the face-off circle coming in, led by Luke Glendening at just over 60%. Here's a shot, fought off by Fleury. That came after a one face-off by, you guessed it, Glendening. Walker soars it ahead, not out. Frederick Olofsson back behind the net where Fleury took over. Now Freddie Gaudreau to Sammy Walker, and he'll get it just out to the neutral zone where Addison races to it. He couldn't do much with it. Sent down the ice by the Stars. This is icing on Dallas, and the crowd so hockey savvy with a Bronx cheer, and a pretty good Bronx cheer.
Well, I have to agree with them, to be honest with you. I don't get the pulling the helmet off the guy's head either way. Twice in the same shift, and no penalty call on the play.
Counts are 26-14 Stars. Foxa and Gaudreau deal on this draw. Freddie Gaudreau had a 2-point game Tuesday. Tonight his 90th consecutive game. Boldy off the faceoff, picks up the loose puck, spun away from Suter. Right wing corner, Matt Boldy. Tried to initiate contact on Suter. Boldy went down in a heap for a moment. Colin Miller skates his puck along. The former Buffalo Sabre launched it up, not out. Merrill's long drive. Actually, it did leave the zone, they say. Stars pick it up nonetheless, and here is Miller weaving past some trouble and starting ahead. Colin Miller backhands it in. Fleury chunked it back around to the right side where Spurgeon tried to outlet. And the puck played with a high stick. 3:01 gone by in the third. Still tied at 1 here in St. Paul.
Yeah, that'll give the faceoff deep in the Minnesota zone to the right of Marc-Andre Fleury. He's got a little bit tired. Minnesota, of course, tomorrow will leave for St. Louis and play against the St. Louis Blues. That'll be a 5 o'clock game on Saturday evening on December the 31st, New Year's Eve.
It'll wrap up 3 straight games against the Central Division. The Stars 7-2-3 in the Central. The Wild 6-2-0 against divisional opponents. And the Wild get a few days off before Tampa Bay comes to town as Robertson a long shot off a set play from that one face-off. Sticked away by Fleury. Greenway on a second effort gets it out through center. Heiskanen rolls it the way of Robertson and back to Miro Heiskanen. He'll find a man through the slot. Hintz back down low. Heiskanen got off a tough angle shot. Fleury the save. Where's the puck? A whistle here and ends up in the corner.
Yeah, referee's waving everything off right now. Fleury was taken down. Heiskanen, a nice play, just jumping up in the play once again. You want the defenseman being mobile out there. You want them to jump in those situations when they do arise. I'll look at the faceoff deep in the Minnesota zone to his right.
Good reach in by Spurgeon there as we got a second look at it. Kind of getting down low and trying to poke that puck away from Heiskanen, at least keeping him from a clean chance. Jared Spurgeon with a couple of assists Tuesday in Winnipeg. 4 shots and 5 blocks. Stars have it with Heiskanen trying to shake past some trouble. Now Lundqvist a long wrister, he scores. Nails Lundqvist, had that clang off something, maybe the iron as well. And the Stars are back in front.
Yeah, you could hear it all the way up here also. It hit the inside of the post. It looks like it went into the back of net, but just shoot the puck to the front net. They don't have to be hard shots all the time, but make no mistake about it. And that one just found its way through everyone. It looked like the front of the net was pretty well covered. But Heiskanen just takes that shot, it's in the net, and with that, Minnesota trails right now. This goal coming at 3:29 of the third period.
Came off another one face-off by Dallas, Tom, and Wyatt Johnston got a chunk of that shot. He's going to get credit for the goal, I believe. The Stars won it back. They went D to D. And Johnston's got a 2-point game. Back to live action. Stars rim it in. Dumba around to Brodin. Backhand, forehand, a left wing pass where Beckman saucers it out through center. Suter away from the pressure of Reeves. Following it up, Beckman ran into his own teammate. The Wild back on the puck, but a feed from Dewar escapes out to center. Dumba wheels back in his own zone, surveys and slaps it along. Dewar tips into the wheelhouse of Beckman. Adam Beckman right side. Sent one in front. Ottinger sticks it to the glass. Reeves in a foot race is bottled up by Kiviranta. Nearly coming free with Sam Steele, but the Stars emerge. Kiviranta paddles it in. Addison scurries back. Bangs it around. Hartman fresh off the bench. Zuccarello. My apologies there. He'll find Sam Steele. Steele cuts past the pressure of Lindell. Here's the announcement on the Dallas goal.
Assist going to number 5, Niels Lundqvist, and number 4, Miro Heiskanen. Time of the goal, 3:29. Johnston from Lundqvist and Heiskanen.
Johnston from Lundqvist and Heiskanen. As the Wild still in on the forecheck, and the loose puck side of the cage is just swallowed up by Jake Ottinger.
Yeah, good play by Ottinger. You can see the traffic around him. He just very calmly grabs onto that puck to his right. That'll get the face-off on his own, and they've been so good on face-offs. That's where Minnesota has faltered pretty well all season long in that area, and it's hard to find somebody who can win some draws. Minnesota trying to use Freddie Gaudreau and also Hartman. Those are the two guys that have won probably the majority of face-offs for Minnesota this year when Hartman was playing.
Stars have doubled up the Wild in shots so far, 30-15. Dallas fires about 31 per night on average. They give up about 31 per night. Sam Steele's skate blade just exploded off.
Yep.
And he's going to have to hobble his way basically on one skate to the Wild bench. He's got a long way to go.
Yep.
So the Wild basically short-handed here. Steele finally gets to the bench. Kicked it free on a great play. It's Kaprizov bolting in. Dangled down to the right wing corner. Trying to leave it along for Zuccarello. Nothing there. Zuccarello then steals. Found Freddie Gaudreau carving out in front. And it rolled just wide. Boy, what an effort from Sam Steele. Essentially a one-leg, 100-foot jaunt back to his own bench, and then had the presence of mind to kick the puck that found him right to Kaprizov.
Yeah, I was worried they're going to get too many men on the ice again because he was just getting to the bench, but Minnesota was smart enough to stay on the bench before he was able to get off.
Colin Miller, slap shot, rebound found Pavelski. Good stick check by Boldy. And that forced Pavelski to fan on it. Sammy Walker the other way, a little chip and chase. He'll deal with Hintz. Hintz reversed it, and it's stripped away by Boldy. Throwing one in front for a tip, but Ottinger made the save.
Yeah, coming right to the front of the net once again. That was Spurgeon just looking, trying to get a sniff at a rebound there, but there's none to be had as Ottinger just grabs onto that one. That'll keep the face off in the defensive zone of the Stars to the goaltender's left. Minnesota getting a change here, and Steele. It only takes about 7 to 10 seconds to put on a new piece of play. You can see Steele, he went down and just lost it completely. But he got back to the bench and saw the puck coming that way. He went down on the play when he kicked it ahead there, but at the same time, put it in the right position.
Off the one face-off by the Wild. Dumba, wrist shot. Ottinger deflects that away. Freddie Gaudreau scurries to the rebound, peels it up top. Dumba skated across the blue line, fired a wrist shot, blocked by Bennett, comes back to Dumba again. Will go behind the back, cross the blue line to Brodin, leaking out now Gaudreau. Freddie Gaudreau from center point, lifts it down low, Dumba race to it, center, Sammy Walker with a shot! And Ottinger makes the save.
Well, Walker just a good job, also just turning very quickly. He's got some speed out here, sees the game very well, knows what he has to do, but unfortunately for him, the goaltender was there.
6:20 played in the third period. The Wild trail the Stars 2-1 at home. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
I just want to say thanks to all those folks at Sirius for helping make this happen.
I'm having a record year.
Relive an unforgettable year of exclusive Sirius XM interviews, concerts, and specials featuring Bruce Springsteen.
The material I look for is rock and soul music.
Brandy Carlisle, Eric Church, and more.
What an incredible night.
22 moments from 2022. Listen now in the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
Don't miss a second World Junior Hockey Championship. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio is your front row seat for all the action.
The gold medal is up for grabs, and the world comes together to battle it out.
Tune in as the best young players in the world take the ice in Halifax and Moncton.
Lafreniere swings Canada back in front, 5 more.
It's a holiday tradition not to miss.
Click to SiriusXM.ca/World Juniors for game times.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey comes alive.
He darts in, let a shot go, he scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Everything is better on ice.
Markov, one-timer again, score! Let's go home, baby!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
To go here in period number 3. The Dallas Stars taking the lead in this hockey in the goal by Johnson, coming at 3:29 of the third period. Lead by 1 right now. The face-off deep in the Dallas zone. After night, Dallas will head home this evening. They've got their New Year's Eve game against the San Jose Sharks before they head out to LA and Anaheim for the next 2 games after that one.
13 and a half minutes to go in the third. The Wild from right to left on your radio dial in period 3. Stars got the first one. Minnesota tied it late in period 1. Scoreless second period. Stars with an early third period marker. They've got a 2-1 lead as Pavelski lifts one off the left wing boards and down. Brodin races back for it. He'll stop behind the net of Fleury and take a look before darting out left side and then peeling it across the ice to Dumba. His left wing breakout pass finds Hartman. Batted puck through the neutral zone is grabbed by Eriksson Ek. Tried to ram it in. Lindell cut that off. Knifed it up. And the puck, I believe, hit somebody on the Stars bench and came back down after Greenway tried to knock it out of midair.
Yeah, these two teams will meet 2 more times this year. It's going to be on February the 8th at Dallas. Minnesota will make their way down there. And then on February 17th, the game will be right here in St. Paul.
Would you like to see the divisional teams play more than 4 times? I know that The schedule's compact, and obviously you got Eastern Conference teams and Pacific Division teams to play. How do you like the 4 games against Central Division teams?
I like it because I think it's important for the fans to see the other teams too.
I agree.
So you're not seeing just the same team all the time, and I like the idea that at least we see home and home on against the Eastern Conference Division teams.
There were a number of years, and I'm going back a bit here, where that wasn't always the case, right? Where you didn't always play the Eastern Conference.
Before expansion in 1967, the teams met 14 times against each other during the course of the year. That's where you build rivalries.
And that has a
hated rivalries.
That has a minor league feel to it from the number of games against the same teams. Kalen Addison, right point, hammers one around. Kaprizov in the offensive zone, left side, it knocked away, but Steele's there to grab it behind the net of Ottinger. He'll protect against the defense of Lundqvist. Now a point shot, the rebound bid. Ottinger came across, couldn't cover it up, but he kept it out. Addison now a right point shot, a high riser that found the glass. Merrill lets it leak back to the blue line for Steele. He'll connect with Addison, trying to dance past a check. He got slashed in a penalty call. It's a good thing because Delandria was off to the races.
Yes, he certainly was. And be the referee to the penalty box. Here's the call.
Dallas penalty number 25. 2 minutes for slashing.
Durante goes to the box right now. The Finnish-born player. Picked up 5 goals this year. No assists yet in the 37 games he has played so far, but Minnesota will go back in the power play. This penalty being called at 7 minutes and 58 seconds of the third period with Minnesota trailing 2-1.
It was a good call. Replay shows he definitely slashed the stick of Addison, which caused the fumbling of the puck, which allowed Delandria to try and dart ahead. So Ottinger, a couple of big saves on a scrambly sequence moments prior to the penalty. Just the second power play of the night for the Wild. They're 1 out of 5 in the season series so far against the Stars. Erikssonek and Glendening on the draw. Zuccarello to Erikssonek's left. Boldy and Kaprizov to his right. Addison along the blue line as the Stars win the draw and filter it down.
At 7:58,
Fleury sets it up on a tee. Here's Kalen Addison. 12 power play points in a giveaway. It's Delandria down low, coming out, backhand, forehand, and a skate save by Fleury up against the post to his left. That could have been big-time trouble. Erikssonek to Kaprizov, right wing feed Boldy over the offensive line. And now Addison started to say at 12 power play points prior to that giveaway moments ago. Addison now to the right circle. It's Boldy serving, centering for a tip. Nothing there. Zuccarello charging to it. He'll stash it back of the cage. Boldy ahead of Esa Lindell, but Lindell won the battle at least momentarily. Kaprizov helps out, flicks it to the point for Addison. Dealt back to Kaprizov, down low Boldy, fighting the bouncing puck to the left of Ottinger. He'll give it back to Kaprizov on the interchange. It's Boldy again, right circle with a wrist shot, and he missed the far post by a hair. Zuccarello keeps it in. Center point Addison. Dealt the way of Boldy, right side, feathering one in front. Erikssonek got a chunk of it. The left pad or the right pad of Ottinger did as well. Stars can't clear. Addison pinching in, Glendening hounding him. It's jammed up, not out. Boldy keeps it and feeds Zuccarello left circle. Back to Boldy, loads, fakes a drive, attacks at the left dot. Cross-ice pass, a shot blocked. Zuccarello picking it up, trying to squeeze it along. 35 to go in the power play. Boldy bottled up, and the Stars win a battle. Hakanpää chips it down the ice.
Boy, Minnesota's done everything but the puck behind the goaltender. Done a good job of moving the puck with this power play, but got to get the shots to the front of the net.
Second unit steps out. Double swing to left of Spurgeon, who feeds Freddie Gaudreau. It's knocked away of Steele. Charging in now Greenway. Trying to go back up the short side. Hintz cut it off. Couldn't clear. Nice keep by Spurgeon. He'll wait. Toss one on the right wing side for Hartman to bat down low. 7 to go on the man advantage. Greenway trying to center. It deflects along. Grabbed by the Wild. Steele's got a man right side. Looking for him. Hartman driving the front of the net. The pass never got there. Fox bottled up. He'll push it along. Power play is over. Tireless work ethic by both sides. Steele holds the line. Rips it a shot. It tipped just wide. Heiskanen wrapped up by Gaudreau. Gaudreau emerged. Fanned on his first pass. Second try, he'll find Steele. Another long shot. Tipped it from Greenway. Hit the goalpost on a rebound bin with a vacated cage. My goodness, and the Stars sent it down for icing.
Well, you can't say the effort's not there, Joe. They really have worked hard in this hockey, but once again, the post becomes a savior for the Dallas Stars on that one. Keeping the puck in from that point position also. Get to the front there, hit the goalpost to the left of the goaltender, and bounces right away from the net, back in through that blue paint area. So as a result of that, The icing call is made against Dallas, and Minnesota continues to trail in this one by 1 goal with 9:34 to go here in the third.
Sometimes we talk about a power play not scoring, but building momentum. Can that be the case here?
Absolutely. I mean, right now they're feeling very comfortable, I think, with what's happening here as far as their play goes and the opportunities they're getting. But unfortunately, the post is bigger than they anticipated on that one.
It's 2 goal posts hit by the Wild now. Boldy back in the first, hit one flush that came back to him. And Greenway there with Ottinger down and out. Wild dig a puck free. Dewar one at the center. Adam Beckman shoved by Hintz. The Stars muscle it out to the neutral zone where Brodin battles. This bouncing disc is grabbed by Reeves deep in his own zone. Will carry a little further into his own end and then feed Dumbo, who knocked it back for Reeves. Reeves fought it along to Beckman. Trickled back for Reeves, and he tried to chop it in. Unfortunately, it ends up in the Stars bench and will step aside. 8:59 to go. The Wild making a push. They trail the Stars 2-1 here in St. Paul. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
Bally Sports North has the state of hockey covered.
Kaprizov scores!
All season long.
Denied by Fleury!
Stream games live on the Bally Sports app.
Huge hit by Foligno out front!
And now on Bally Sports Plus, the all-new standalone streaming subscription service from Bally Sports.
More magic for Minnesota!
Wild hockey, all season long on Bally Sports North, the Bally Sports app, and Bally Sports Plus. Visit BallySportsPlus.com to learn more and subscribe.
How well does your banker know your business? Do they know what your biggest challenges are? Do they know what your goals are? Do they know who you are? At Bremer Bank, every partnership starts with listening and learning, getting to know you, your business, and what you want to accomplish. Because right now, relationships matter more than ever, and understanding is everything. Find out more at bremer.com.
Scoreboard update. All right, an update on the Central Division. Blues clinging to a 2-1 lead at home against the Blackhawks. 3:45 left to go in regulation. Jets scored 3 times in the second at home against Vancouver. They lead the Canucks 3-1. 13:10 left in that one. Coyotes and Maple Leafs knotted at 2 goals apiece. Avalanche and Kings knotted at a goal apiece. 10:45 left to go in regulation at Ball Arena. That's it for now. Back to Joe and Tom.
Well, we've got 8:59 to go here in period number 3, and the Stars still in the lead by a score of 2-1. Shots right now of the Stars in that department also 32-22. Face-off is going to be right at center ice. Minnesota working hard, trying to get something going here. Goal post, the savior for Ottinger right now, and that last little flurry by Minnesota. Sold-out crowd here. Capacity. And these games are entertaining. I mean, the thing about Minnesota last year, I think every game that they played here was so entertaining for this team. Right now, Minnesota just wants to see if they can capture a goal here, try and tie up this game and put it into overtime.
And 7 straight in the win column for the Wild in this building. As the Stars come through neutral ice, a dump in by Colin Miller, hit the safety netting. And a whistle here with 8:49 left on the clock.
Yeah, I'm not even sure the referee knows
He
where
did not see
yet.
that, no. He was looking around the end boards, and it was over his head and out of play.
All right, where'd that little puck go? I know it's here someplace.
So the draw out at center. It'll be Steele and Ben at the center ice dot. They've turned the base up again.
Can you tell? Wow. My teeth are chattering.
Lundqvist, headmans, Marchment. With a shot, they caught the glass as it was tipped on the way by. Stars find Marchment again, bumped by Brodin. Big Mason Marchment, the former Florida Panther, the blue line, nails Lundqvist with a shot. That trickled wide. Rebound bid. Wraparound try. Followed up by Fleury. Another drive. That's in the belly of Fleury. Loose puck down to his right. And he's able to get on top of it, down on his belly.
Wow. Fleury has been absolutely terrific in that last sequence there. Also, about 3 different chances the Dallas Stars had just trying to get to that loose puck. And Fleury's so focused on where is it? I know it's here someplace. Finally goes to his right, grabs onto it. But a huge save that he has made. Marchment in there getting a chance. And you see Fleury just kind of working the stick a little bit, working his magic and reaching out. And that'll keep the face-off to his right now.
Both Stars' goals have been deflected, and really no chance for Fleury, as both found the iron and in. The Wild have had 2 posts, but the iron's been uncaught. Boy, what a story Mason Marchment, he's been a good story as well. Wyatt Johnston has been for the Stars. Rookie, 19 years of age, out of the OHL. He's got a 2-point game. 11 goals on the year now. A Spurgeon with a shot. That tipped just wide. Loose puck picked up by Hartman. Stuffed it out in the slot. Eriksson Ek with a wrister. And a penalty call. Boy, Hartman with a crafty play.
High stick?
I think so. Hartman can't believe it.
Minnesota's penalty, number 38. 2 minutes for ice sticking.
I'd like to get another look at this, Tom.
I would agree. This is the fourth penalty we have for high sticking in this game. Is it a follow-through?
Hartman used the outside of the net to bank it free and shake loose from Heiskanen, but as he did so, his stick blade clipped him under the visor.
Now the penalty comes at 7:59 remaining here in the third period.
Off the face-off, Johnston of the slot, clean look for Lundqvist, fought off by Fleury, was at wrister, second try never got through. Marchment, bottom of the left circle, lofts it below the goal line for Sagan, pounds it along to Niels Lundqvist, center point Suter, given along to Johnston, shooting one, and a blocker saved by Fleury, and it will trickle off the netminder and back out the center. Suter, hearing a smattering of boos, winds it back in, Brodin around the glass, knocked down by Marchment. Deflects it the way of Johnston. Hand it back to Suter, a shot. That tipped high and wide, came off the end glass. Heads up play by Spurgeon to punch it away from trouble. And Goudreau locates it and deals it down. A minute 15 to go in the minor to Hartman. 7:11 to go in the third. The Wild trail 2-1. They're being outshot 35-23. Hintz to Pavelski. Joe Pavelski trying to weave it back to Rope Hintz, who got his 6th multi-goal game of the season Tuesday. Now Ben to Miller, right side. Robertson taps back. Colin Miller steps into a shot. Blocker stopped from Fleury. Stars keep it alive. Pavelski to center point. Miller, right circle. Robertson firing one, blocked by Middleton. Kept alive. Left side it comes. Pavelski a shot, and Fleury, soccer style with his mask, deflects it out of play.
Yeah, Fleury once again does a good job of staying on those skates also. But he'll push off, go from his left to his right, get a piece of it with his equipment. That puts it in the netting, and that'll get the stoppage. And, of course, Minnesota gets a chance to put some fresh penalty killers back on the ice. Spurgeon up there, along with Brodin back in that point position.
Goudreau and Ben on the face-off to the right of Fleury. 41 to go on the power play for Dallas. Off the draw, scramble, Hintz to Robertson, wristed one, they score. Again, another deflection. It's another power play goal, and Dallas is in front 3-1.
And Joe once again losing the draw. Minnesota loses the draw once again, and it goes back, and make no mistake, you get those chances, and that's going to be, I believe, Jamie Benn is going to get credit on that. Just a deflection off of him. And it's in the net, and all of a sudden now the Stars have got a 2-goal lead with 6:34 remaining in the third period. Shots right now have a Dallas Stars 41-23 over Minnesota.
Robertson with the initial shot, tipped by Ben, and it bounces past Fleury. That's the third goal, all via deflection for Dallas. So the Wild with some work to do. The Stars now 41 shots. Doesn't feel like the Wild have played that poorly of a game defensively to give up 41 shots, but here we are.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Point for Dallas on the power play. Goal of the season for number 14, Jamie Benn. Assist to number 21, Jason
looks
Robertson.
to center.
24.
That goes wide. Stars looking for more. Merrill takes it away. He'll fling it off the glass left side and get it out to the neutral zone. Hakanpää pries it back the other direction. Fox backhands it in. Fleury stops it and then shoves it the direction of John Merrill. We'll wait a few moments, steer it across the slot for Kalen Addison. Nudged up for Kaprizov. His pass was stolen. Sagan through the slot, fanned on his wrist shot. Sagan able to spin free and get it back again. His offering down low for Dellandrea, and he'll send it up to the left point for Heiskanen, back to Ty Dellandrea. Right point, Niels Lundqvist, able to sweep it around the boards. Steele protects. Dellandrea ties him up. Steele dug it free. His clearing attempt came loose. Sagan's wrister is swallowed up by Fleury. And our final break of regulation comes with 5:23 on the clock. The Wild with some work to do when we come back. They trail the Stars 3-1. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Xcel Energy.
Hear every NFL game on Sirius XM.
That's getting something going.
It's easy to find all the Sunday afternoon action on your radio. The home teams air on channels 225 through 234.
Touchdown! Patrick Mahomes with Mahomes Magic.
And away teams on channels 380 through 392.
Touchdown Buffalo! Josh Allen, what a play!
Take your hometown announcers anywhere. Just search for your team on the SXM app. Go to SiriusXM.com/NFL schedule for game times and channel listings.
I can't believe it!
Don't miss a second World Junior Hockey Championship. SiriusXM NHL Network Radio is your front row seat for all the action.
The gold medal is up for grabs, and the world comes together to battle it out.
Tune in as the best young players in the world take the ice in Halifax and Moncton.
Lafreniere swings Canada back in front 5-4.
It's a holiday tradition not to miss.
Click to SiriusXM.ca/World Juniors for game times.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Don't miss out on the Premier League, Champions League, and Major League Soccer. Hear all the action on SiriusXM FC 157.
Everything is better on ice.
Barkov, one-timer again, score! Let's go home, baby!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Well, Minnesota has their work cut out for 5:23 to go here in the third. They're down by 2 goals right now, and 2 of those 3 goals scored by the Dallas Stars were with the man advantage. 2 power play goals, and of course we talk about specialty teams, how important they are, and obviously Minnesota's defensive team couldn't do anything to stop them, and the Dallas Stars get 2 goals with the man advantage out here, so they have the lead right now, face-off deep in the Minnesota zone.
Stars entered with the top-ranked road power play at 30.9%. That's going to climb some more. Mentioned that the Wild, the third-best home power play in the NHL coming in. But they're 0 for 2. Boldy on the forecheck, causing some havoc. Sammy Walker joins the scrum. It's now rimmed up to the right point. Dumba crisply along Middleton. A long shot. That was blocked wide. Walker tied up. Crowd looking for a call. He can't get his stick free. Stepping to it, Goudreau. He'll play it to the blue line. Middleton low, shoots one, and Walker tipped it just wide. Then Dumba wrapped up by Ben. The puck scoots out the center. The Wild re-attack. Flying in Middleton. Had a goal against the Stars in the earlier meeting of the season series, and his wrist shot is gloved by Ottinger.
Yeah, good shot by Middleton coming in from that left side also. Just a tough angle to score from there, but Ottinger does a good job of grabbing onto it, getting a well-deserved drink of water. And the guy also has some size to him. You look at him, he's 6'5", 220 pounds. Of course, a teammate of Greenway at Boston University. Last year he was 4th on the depth chart. All of a sudden he's number 1 on the depth chart with the Dallas Stars.
What a difference a year or two can make at multiple positions. Ottinger just turned 24 over a week ago as Zuccarello attacks. Left it off for Spurgeon. Get it sliced away. Stars will push it out the center. Back is Brodin to wheel it along. And on a regroup, the Wild re-attack. Zuccarello dancing past the check left side. Zuccarello couldn't get much of a shot off. He was stick-checked in the corner. Hakanpää lost it. Kaprizov emerges. Banks it back, looking for a man at the left point, Brodin. But Rope Hintz intercepts that. He'll find the red line and weave it in. Less than 4 minutes to go. Keep your eyes on Fleury with the Wild down a pair. It was 1-1 after 2. Remember, the Stars got 4 third-period goals in the other meeting of the season series as it's lasered in from center by the Wild. Gloved down by Ottinger, left off for Suter, whose pass is tipped out to center ice by Fredrik Olofsson. His brother, Gustav Olofsson, former draft pick of the Wild, spent some time in the AHL. And with the big club as well. Here's Kalen Addison. Back to Jonas Brodin, a big slap pass through center. Able to pick it up, Eriksson Eki rattled a shot wide from the blue line. Hartman in the corner, trying to dig it loose. Some help coming from Eriksson Ek. Fleury's now at the hash marks. Hartman, jab one out on midair, trying to get it in front, knocked away by the white jerseys. Foxa out, dueled by Hartman. Greenway now. There goes Fleury to the bench. Greenway turning, trying to shoot left side. It was broken up by Foxa. Good effort by Greenway to keep the Wild in business. So below the goal line, two teams trying to dig it free. Jordan Greenway emerging left side, turning, firing one in front. It pinball just wide. Hartman reaching for it. Suter off the glass. It's kept in for a moment by Dumba. Battle ensues. And it leaks out the center. Empty net for Minnesota. They're trying to clear the line. Greenway being held up by Radek Foxa for what felt like an eternity. The Stars got it out to center again.
Yeah, the fans are noticing, but Greenway couldn't get away from Foxa at all. It had him held up and on the boards.
Icing on the Wild here as a pass was errant, but mainly because the Wild, again, being hogtied and unable to get to that pass. 2:26 to go. Fleury's got to go back between the pipes.
Yeah, watching Boldy right now. He's just talking to one of the linesmen also, saying, what is going on here? But should have been a penalty, but it's not up to the linesman to make that call. It's up to the referee to make it. So that'll bring Fleury back between the pipes for Minnesota. Face off to his right.
What do you got in the face-off circle, Tom?
Face-offs have not been good for Minnesota. You know, this is one of those games, Joe, they've got to get some improvement. 33% so far in this game.
And a couple of them have ended up in the back of the net.
Yep.
Ben tied up by Dumba to the left of Fleury. Kaprizov shakes free. Fleury to follow the team up as Boldy has it at the red line, spears it in. Extra attacker out again for Minnesota. Bouncing puck, though, got away from Eric Sinek. And now Sagan dancing at center towards the empty net. He'll float it home. Tyler Sagan with a crafty play to sneak one over the Wild defense and into the vacated cage. And that most likely will do it. It's 4-1 with 2:02 to go.
Yeah, 7:58 would be the time of that goal by Sagan. You're right, Joey. Just a nice, easy foot pass. Nothing dangerous about it. The fact that it's going right to the net. And so number 91 picks up the goal. The nail in the coffin, so as they speak, and with that, they'll bring the goaltender Fleury back between the pipes for the Wild. Face-off at center ice. Just a formality, pretty well for the next 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Sagan second of the game, 9th of the year.
We got a penalty being called against Minnesota, or they're giving a timeout.
I think they want to maybe take a look at this, or maybe not. I don't know. Referee Chris Lee went over the scorer's table.
He's waving his hand, but I don't know what he's waving at.
Now he goes by the Dallas bench. 2:02 to go, and puck now will be dropped.
Scoring for Dallas.
9th goal of the season, 2nd of the game for number 91, Tyler Sagan, unassisted at 17:58.
And I don't know what you make of this, but just looking at the last handful of games. Now the 7th straight game the Wild have played in where somebody's scored into the empty net. I guess that means a lot of close games for Minnesota.
Yes, it does.
Fleury out with his goal stick, finds Middleton. He'll launch it along hoping for Merrill. Punch back looking for Middleton. Once more Merrill and a right-wing indirect pass for Reeves, who goes rink wide where Middleton will skate to it, charge ahead and fire it in behind the net of Ottinger. Beckman picked it up, tried to charge it in front. Not much there. Jamie Benn spins back for the Stars. He'll use his net as protection before finding Colin Miller. Miller skates to his right and serves it along. Puck died just inside the Wild blue line, so John Merrill will pick it up and wheel it ahead. It tips to the right wing side where Boldy, fresh off the bench, had it knocked away for a moment. Boldy gets it back. His pass kept in by Brodin. His shot bounced just wide. Stars clang it off the glass. Beautiful keep by Goudreau outside the left circle, waiting, looking for some help. Will find Brodin. Tapped along Addison, a long wrister, blocked out in front. Ottinger couldn't get it. They score! Sammy Walker!
Does a good job. Position right to the front again. Didn't have to be a hard shot, but one of those shots that Walker could get the rebound and take that one. And good shot by Addison. Also, he picked up the assist on that one. Battle it is, but Minnesota still trailing by 2 with 45.4 seconds remaining on the clock.
Got to feel good, though, for the Edina native. Played so well in his first recall. Went back, mainly because it was a numbers game. Gets a call a couple weeks later. Empty netter Tuesday. He beats his fellow Minnesotan Jake Ottinger here. And with 46.3 on the clock, for now it's 4-2, but the Stars might be challenging, which would be sort of heartless from Pete DeBoer. Don't you think?
I would think so, yes.
Maybe he doesn't know where Sammy Walker's from. He could have family and friends here tonight. Let's see what the officials deem here at the scorer's table. I didn't think he interfered with Ottinger. Just won the battle for the rebound, got a couple of chops at it, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's the linesmen are making the call here, so it has to be, was it an offside call? Linesmen are on the headset, not the referee.
Oh, good call, and they are looking at the iPad in the blue line.
It's an NHL instigated review looking at offside.
So is the NHL reviewing this? It's not a challenge from the Dallas Stars, I don't believe.
Yeah, they did say the NHL video review. It's awfully close. I mean, very close. It was Freddie Gaudreau's right skate was starting to leak over the line as that bouncing puck went to his right and was eventually picked up by Boldy.
Yeah, and with the new rules, you don't have to have your foot down on the ice. You just have to be in the plane of that blue line.
Now, will there be clear enough evidence to overturn it because the play continued and the call on the ice was a good goal? We'll see. They've made their determination. Linesman letting referee Francis Chiron know, and here is the official word.
After video review has been turned to play, was offside. We have no goal. Let's restart.
Well, at least Sammy Walker got his first on Tuesday night. Yeah. That would be a tough way to lose your first NHL goal.
Yeah, and that wasn't challenged, I don't believe, by Dallas. That was the NHL reviewing it.
So it stays 4-1 with 64 seconds left. Can I borrow that whiteout again? Thank you.
You certainly can.
I owe you.
1 minute remaining.
Puck bounced ahead by the Stars in the final minute here. It's icing on Dallas. All right, Tom, not a bad hockey game, at least in my opinion, played by the Wild. And after playing so flawlessly in Winnipeg, Stars felt they played a great game the other night in Nashville. But Dallas appears on their way to the 2 points in regulation. That'll give them 50 on the year. They came in with the top points percentage in the Western Conference. And I have a feeling we're going to see these two teams not only 2 more times in the regular season, but maybe into April and May as well.
Yeah, and I think, Dallas is a much better team this year than we saw last year. I think the effort is much stronger this year. Of course, you got a guy like Robertson out there, but Jamie Benn, the big guy, Sagan, they're much more improved. And you get the goaltending, like Ottinger has been good with his team. There's a lot of confidence with him right now.
Ottinger looking for his 16th win, which will be top 5 in the league. Goals against, 10th best, save percentage, 11th best coming in. Dallas, of course, last year lost in Game 7 to Calgary after a 46-win, 98-point regular season, icing here on Minnesota with 19.8 seconds left, and the Stars with 3 third-period goals. They have a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, the Stars have been good tonight. They have not sat back at all. They came right from the get-go when that puck was dropped, and were able to score the first goal of the hockey game at 7:13 on the power play. 2 power play goals they have scored out of the 4 goals they've had, and one of those being an empty net as well.
Right wing side, Freddie Gaudreau, and 10 seconds left. He'll skate through center. His pass is off the mark. Lundqvist pops it the way of Dellandrea. The Wild feather it back and into the stands a few rows deep with 3.4 on the clock.
Disappointing for Minnesota. As I said before, though, they will leave tomorrow for St. Louis and have the game on New Year's Eve at Enterprise Arena.
Puck is down, and that will do it. The Dallas Stars come into St. Paul and pick up their 22nd win of the year.